Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
What you've heard about probiotics is probably wrong.
I eat yogurt, so I don't need to take a probiotic.
Probiotics? They don't really work.
It's time to learn the truth about probiotics from Align, the probiotic brand recommended by gastroenterologists 2 times more than any other probiotic brand. Align has probiotics to naturally help relieve occasional bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Try Align for a month and see how great a healthy gut can feel at AlignProbiotics.com.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average oak tree branch can hold 70 pounds. Something you probably do know, your neighbor is building their kid a treehouse. Something you probably don't know, a falling treehouse would take out your whole fence. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the dangers of emotional investing.
There's 2 things that people sell. One is greed and one is fear. Whenever you buy either one of those, you're going to end up getting burned because they are the epitome of emotions. And you've heard me say, whenever emotions take over, you're in trouble. If you don't want that to happen to you, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to do an objective evaluation of your portfolio to find the right degree of risk, what you have in your portfolio, what you should have, depending on your age, depending on your emotional makeup, depending on your financial makeup, depending on what your objectives are. All of those things go in to determine the correct balance of portfolio. We'll do that for you. It is free. You have to at least get started.
If you're ready to get started, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I don't want to talk about it.
It was a great weekend. I played the golf tournament.
Oh, how'd you do?
We shot 3 under.
Yeah.
70.
Good.
Final score 370.
How about you, Keon? What did you do?
Watched a lot of baseball.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you shot 70?
Yeah, 70. 3 under, 70.
Well,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
it was a team. It wasn't me.
Oh.
I haven't played golf in a year.
Okay.
But I had some nice long drives, and my short game was doing well. My putting was on point, but yeah, I mean, I was rusty.
Well, we're going to talk about golf a little bit later on in the show. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. And we're going to end probably with some NFL. But we have so many things to talk about that have nothing to do with football or what the hell happened yesterday. So we'll have plenty of things to talk about. But it's one of those things that, this show, by time we get on, it's been talked about ad nauseum unless there's been breaking news during the course of the day. So there's nothing we're going to say that nobody else has said. But it does, it does bear mentioning, because I know that a lot of the super fans at 888-368-1580 are going to want to have something to say. I just wish it wasn't a full, lineup of Laker fans sitting on this text machine right now.
Yeah.
But Coach Monty said, you take the praise when you get the praise.
From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Let's check in with the weather right now. 104 degrees currently
mid-sentence there.
Downtown, 104 in the West Valley, 102 in Scottsdale. Always a little cooler out in the East Valley there, Jeff Combe. We're looking for 100-degree temperatures today and tomorrow. 99 on Wednesday and Thursday, 97 on Friday, and then Saturday. 101 again. Back to the 100s on the weekend. Current outlook is no rain in the forecast. Just overnight lows in the mid 70s, 100 degrees, 5% humidity. Currently 104 in the West Valley, 104 downtown, 102 in the East Valley. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Whole lot of just one temperature would probably be enough. Thank you, Randy. 888-368-1580. So like I was saying, Coach Monty says, when you take the wins, you get the praises. Then you
there's a chance of all sorts of problems going on in the mid part of the states here.
We've already done weather.
Tornadic activity in the Kansas.
Is this a weather alert?
The weather alert.
We just had weather.
The Fanatic. It's a weather alert. 66 degrees
in
Libby, Montana right now under a cloudy sky.
We're big in Montana.
Jerusalem. It's nighttime in Jerusalem is 61. And, Indianapolis, 76 right now.
I don't care.
Under mostly sunny skies, but it's 30% humidity.
Randy,
that's in Indianapolis.
You can't keep doing this. You can't do
this update from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center.
You can't do the radio version of a little kid who covers his eyes
what are you talking about?
Thinks he's invisible and nobody can see him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can't keep hiding from what you're going to have to talk about.
All sorts of weather information here that's breaking weather news.
But that's fine. Maybe time and place. I know what you're doing, but you have to stop because
you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I do know what you're doing. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, okay? Because a lot of other people have spent a lot of time on what happened with the Suns yesterday. And like I said, Coach Monty said, you got the wins, you get the flowers, you get the loss, you take the heat. And this is going to be just straight up taking the heat.
Weather update from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, 82 degrees along the Atlantic seaboard right now. This is a
Randy, stop. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the Atlantic seaboard.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about this? Can't we just move on? Didn't everybody in the fourth dimension see this, Jeffrey? Do we really need to go up and down the stat board and talk about?
No,
all right,
we don't.
Damn
We're not
Suns
going to go up and down the
choked
stat
it
board.
away. All right, the Suns choked it away. Okay, are you happy?
They did. And
it's hard to play with your hands around your damn neck. Okay.
Yeah. There was no ref problems. There was only Suns problems. They blew it. They just flat out blew it. And I don't think we need to get into the nuts and bolts of things and the whys and the ifs and the hows and the whos, but it was horrific. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's not an exaggeration. That was one of the worst. The Mavs were up by 46 points at one point. And then the final part where the Suns got 90. And because that one kid stole the ball from the Giants and shot a three, thank God he did, or else it'd be 87, 123 to 87. I understand the Giant was mad. He's like, I just tried to dribble ball out. And okay, easy, Bobo. Here's the thing. We can't have it be 87. Thank God he got it to 90.
Just to look slightly more respectable than the non-respect that was there to begin with.
He was horrible. That was the worst thing. And I don't even know. Okay, we don't need to talk about it too much, Randy. We're not going to talk about it too much.
I hope not.
I feel the same way about it
report here
that Alex Rodriguez felt about it when he fell asleep during the third quarter. He was in the stands with his gal, and you'll go over and he's like, he was just asleep. And that's horrific right there. But after the fact, we're not going to talk about the game, okay? We're not going to talk about Boban, not understanding that we just needed to put a couple more points on the board so at least we had some dignity as you walked away. Yeah, the one thought that was in my mind, and I voiced this to my wife, I said, I think the only honorable thing Chris Paul can do now is retire. That's it. That's the only thing you can do after that. And like Devin Booker said, it was a good old fashioned ass whooping beginning to end. And it was just, I just don't get it. I don't, I got nothing. So Chris Paul says, well, but I'm not retiring. Okay, well, you're not doing the honorable thing then. And he's like, I'm healthy. I'm coming back. And he says, I'm going to keep playing. It's like,
he's healthy. Why was he limping then?
No, he's saying, if he's healthy, he's coming back.
And I get where he's coming from to a degree. You can't have your last game be that.
No, and also he's got a lot of money sitting there on the table, contractually
Yeah.
obligated to him, whether he sucks or not. So
yeah, and he'll be the Chris Paul that we know next year. Even though, will he? I felt like I was watching, a guy age in front of my eyes. That's what I felt like I was watching. Benjamin Button, but backwards and really fast. It was happening so fast over the course of this whole series. He looked like the Chris Paul we knew for 2 games, and then he never looked like that Chris Paul again.
He said, right now, everything is such a blur. Well, yeah, those are called cataracts, old man.
Oh my God.
You're old. So we're not going to go into the stats. I mean, maybe we'll wait a few days and talk about what happens next with DeAndre Ayton. That was weird. He didn't hardly play the whole game, and it turns out he had words with old coach Monty, and Monty's not talking about it. DeAndre Ayton just kind of slunk off into the night. So
and of course not that anybody was a top performer on this team, but the top performers get invited to speak post game. DeAndre Ayton couldn't be one of them because he only played 17 minutes. So we'll never hear what happened from his
did
side.
him a favor.
Yeah.
Did him a favor. Really.
If I were the media, I would have requested DeAndre Ayton so bad.
So I'm going to go ahead and read the text and let you guys say what you feel like you need to say, because this is your outlet. But if you've been listening to sports radio all day, and funny, my wife, she took the kids to school. She came back. She says, Bruce Jacobs said the same thing you said in the living room. And I said, okay. And I started getting nervous. What was that? He says he wishes somebody would punch Luka Doncic in the face too, because I said that. I said, and I wasn't going to say it on air, but I'm like, oh God, that smug son of a bitch. I just want somebody to pop him, right? I don't care who, I don't care why, I don't care what comes next, but I would just like to punch him in that face. Oh, but you know what? About that, the Suns brought that on themselves. Because they were taunting and acting the fool and acting immature. I think he responded to that more than, he does have that smug smirk. He does have that. And you want to slap that. But boy, after what the Suns did to gunge it out of him, it was worse. Now you want to punch him, but it's your own fault.
It is. I mean, Devin Booker was we remember the foul in game 6 where he was just laying out on the ground, hanging out down there. And then in the post game, he called that the Luka special, which, funny.
Fair enough.
I thought it was funny at the time. But from the moment that Devin Booker said those words, he was a minus 55 on the floor, and Luka outscored him by like 54 points. So it wasn't worth it.
Luka's special by way of Chris Paul. There's nothing new under the sun, There's nothing new. So, Randy, please don't launch into a news report or weather report. I'm just going to read the text from the Fourth Dimension.
Not making any promises.
We're not going to get into any. I want to talk about what happened with the Celtics and the Bucks. So there's some other NBA stuff.
No.
Then we're going to talk some baseball. Then we're going to talk a shload of other things.
Can take some solace in knowing that Antetokounmpo is going to be watching the finals.
That I don't mind.
I don't mind that one damn bit.
But here's the thing. Let me just take a moment. Can we just look at ourselves before I start reading these things?
Go ahead.
Ourselves as in us, our actual us, So a lot of the tweets, Donnie had even mentioned this, and it gave me pause. I was like, wait, is there some sort of truth to that? Are we arrogant fans? Are we arrogant, boastful fans?
That has not been my experience as a person who moved here. Between the finals and appearance and now that hasn't been my experience.
And I'm talking about us in this room. I'm not talking about everybody else in Phoenix. Now, you being an outsider, Keon, so you're saying us here in the studio, we're not arrogant sports guys at all.
No.
We're realists. We're happy when we're happy. We hate the Lakers, but outside of that, I think we're pretty reasonable. But Phoenix as a whole, is this an arrogant sports market?
I lived 2 hours north of where the Alabama Crimson Tide play. That if you can somehow top them in arrogance, you're in a special place. It's not even close. The Phoenix fans are not even close. And actually, to a degree, most Phoenix fans are pretty self-deprecating because they don't feel like they know that their team's going to be a championship team. Where a lot of teams, when you start to get those pieces come together, and you go, "Wow, oh, Devin Booker, we might have something."
The only thing I have to say to Donnie, I saw him on the Twitter, and I'm trying to be the positive influence on Twitter. I try not to put negativity on the Twitter. Like I said, after the Suns got their asses handed to them, on to football. Moving right along here. And Donnie had his big, what do you call it, GIF, whatever the hell it was about his Timberwolves. Donnie, are you sure you want to put that out there? Because you guys went out in the first round.
And so all you Laker fans, you didn't even get to a round.
Just saying. And by the way, all you Laker fans that are out there touting on the Twitterverse, you guys didn't even make it. You did. I'm sorry. The Suns sent you guys home for good this offseason.
It's never been easier to make the postseason than it is now. And you didn't make it.
Boy.
The group of people I want to hear from the least are Laker fans. Just so you know, Jay Crowder, who is a very good basketball player, and he's a role player. He's a role player. Has more playoff points than Anthony Davis. Just sit with that.
Yeah,
just let that.
I'm okay with that too.
That your superstar, who he wasn't playing, or we would have won. He's got less playoff points than a role player. Just sit with it.
So I wanted to have that sort of a little bit of a cup check on this, just to make sure we're not arrogant about our
just
sports.
happy.
We're not arrogant about the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks or whatever. It's just when I saw that made me think, are we? I don't think we are. I know we had a lot of fun trashing on the Lakers, and I know we had a lot of fun trashing Donnie's Minnesota teams just because he's so insufferably mean to us, and we can't figure out why. But he thinks that there's a problem with Phoenix sports fans. Well, he should not put us into that same category, I think. But let's go ahead. Let's get to the text line here. Twitty, says, speaking of avoiding the obvious topic of conversation, it's National Barbecue Day. I did not know that. I had no idea what today was. Today was actually National Avoid People on the Text Line Day for me. I didn't want to come in and do this.
National Barbecue Day.
Love it. Taco Kenny says, hello, gents. All I got to say is go Heat and go Dodgers. Sweating balls here. It is a little bit warm out. Hot is 110. Unseasonably warm is what we would call this right now.
I could do another weather update if you want me to right now.
No, I've got one. I think we're good. I think you've given us more than enough there. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Hope you had a great weekend. Can somebody shut up those annoying Minnesota sports fans? I love he says Minnesota sports fans. There's just Donnie. Oh, yeah. And Chief Skull. Yeah. Who hate on all of our Phoenix sports teams. Why do they even live in Phoenix if you hate it so much? You know what? That's the wrong question, Big George. That just shows that they're getting under your skin, and now they're going to come after you even more. Sensei Juan says, good morning, fellas. I am devastated. The Suns, they should have won.
Should have.
Yeah, we agree, but they didn't. Blissful Hayes says, good afternoon, Blender and Fourth Dimension. Montel Williams needs to quit his talk show host job and strictly concentrate on coaching, please. I agree. I agree. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Marley Monday. What a weekend. It was a sad game 7, but go Kings anyway. I'll take an 805 and Suns in 4. Go Raiders. Go Lakers. And he shows me his Los Angeles Lakers t-shirt. Donnie has lots of stuff here. I don't know what all this is. What is all this? Don't send videos. I can't click on links. He says, happy Monday, boys. What should we talk about today? Told you the Suns are fraudulent. Maybe you guys can hang the 64-win banner next year.
Does that make you fraudulent if you lose to a guy that's clearly the best scorer in the league right now? Does that make you fraudulent, or did you just lose?
Fed fan says karma's a bitch. Our team was too arrogant and paid the price for being stupid. Talking about when they were dancing and cheering and laughing. I didn't like that look either when they did it. And you know what? If that's it, I tweeted the other day. It says, "Wow, maybe we are cursed." Yeah, I know we're not cursed, but it feels like it. It feels like Phoenix sports are cursed. But in this situation, yeah, I guess they kind of had it coming when they were acting the fool. She says this series shows that those of us that wanted to draft Luka instead of DeAndre Ayton were right. And she said, actually, Randy, I did want to know about the Atlantic Seaboard.
And well, we'll see about that, because if you wanted to draft Luka, understand that if he's here, you probably don't get Chris Paul here. It's probably hard to keep Devin Booker and Luka together. They just play a similar kind of way.
Anything that you say today, though, Keon, is going to be poo-pooed because Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks are moving on. We are not.
Yeah, and last year the reverse was true. So I'm not going to put into this year, if this one game was your proof that you should have drafted Luka, that's not enough proof to me. That's a small sample size.
I agree with you. I agree. What we were like 11-0 coming up to this series, 11-0, 9-0, something like that against the Mavericks. I get you.
Yep. Oh, by the way, you people who are burning your Chris Paul jerseys or any Suns jerseys, you are the worst of humanity. How stupid are you? You could have handed that to some kid who wanted it. You could have handed that to some homeless person. You could have handed that. Burning it. It just makes you look stupid. You just spent $100 plus to wear another man's name on your back, and then when it doesn't do what you want him to do, you set it on fire. You're just burning money. Oh boy, you sure showed them. Oh my God, you sure showed them. You morons. Boogie says, raise your hand if you're also still drunk from that disastrous ending. At halftime, I started doing shots. They folded faster than a cheap lawn chair, faster than a cheap suit, folded faster than an off-suit 7-2. They folded faster than a Tucson streetwalker. They folded. Kiss the Cook says, one word, pitiful.
Yeah.
And by the way, 3 under, wouldn't that be a 69, Randy?
No, was it 69? No, I think the course shot a 73 for par, and we were 3 under. So that's 70, isn't it? I think.
I don't know. We don't do math. Mr. Pringle says, was last night the Kyler Murray edition of the Suns playoffs? King of Kittens says, the only thing Phoenix has to be arrogant about is the weather. It is the hottest day of the week, Randy. Bear me.
Yeah, absolutely.
He says one time on a date on a Friday night after a long week, I fell asleep while on that date and ended up on the Jumbotron.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. Did you ever see her again? Lost Toby says, I don't own enough bottles to pour one out for last night's embarrassment. Also, Dubs and 4. By us in the studio, does that include Bruce? And yeah, some bandwagon fans are pretty arrogant. I don't know how boastful or arrogant that the morning show was about these things. I thought we were pretty even-handed and level-headed about stuff. I mean, I really thought when we started that series, though, this team was Luka and nobody else. Turns out that's not altogether true.
Yeah, and they made adjustments for that. I mean, they started to play more as a team as the series went on, and I do give Jason Kidd some credit for that and allowing Jalen Brunson to be the guy that initiates the offense. I think that was a smart decision and a good call. And the Suns never adjusted.
Blissful Hayes says, point God awful has 90 million reasons not to retire. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back and let's move on, though. I'll read the rest of the text, but let's move on. We'll talk a little bit about the Celtics and the Bucks. We'll talk a little bit about the Heat and the Celtics. They are actually going to be the first ones up on Tuesday to play. And then I got a lot of actually fun baseball stuff. It's not boring. It's fun baseball stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Diamondbacks open up a series in Los Angeles tonight against the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks have Madison Bumgarner on the mound. He's 2-1 with a 1.78 ERA, while Tony Gonsolin will get the start for the Dodgers. He's having a good season, 3-0. with a 1.33 ERA. The Dodgers are favored tonight, paying out at minus 240 on the money line. The Diamondbacks pay out at plus 198 if they come away with a victory. The over-under at 8.5 runs. Speaking of the Dodgers, they continue to be the favorites to win this year's World Series, paying out at plus 430. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Come join the fun as Kasai Japanese Steakhouse presents its first annual Fire and Fairways charity golf tournament, Monday morning, June 6th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Proceeds go to support Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Entry is just $150, includes contests, prizes, raffles, plus a fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average oak tree branch can hold 70 pounds. Something you probably do know, your neighbor is building their kid a treehouse. Something you probably don't know, a falling treehouse would take out your whole fence. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
The Rams were built to win the Super Bowl. The Los Angeles Rams have won Super Bowl 56. But if you think that brought the end of the NFL season, you'd better think again. The NFL is a year-round beast, and we keep you in the know. Free agency, trades, retirements, hirings, firings, holdouts, injuries, training camps, and a whole lot more. Football is always in season here. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Your home for football.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's clean up this text line and stop talking about the Phoenix Suns and that horrific thing that happened. Blissful Hayes says, I want to thank the Blender for the Arizona Rattler tickets. I had an awesome time watching Arizona kick Massachusetts' ass. Oh, you knew they were going to beat the Ass Pirates. Absolutely knew that was going to happen. Glad you had a good time. Thanks for posting that picture up. It looks like you had some pretty good seats there, my friend. 888-368-1580. The Berg says, what the hell, Suns? These were the Suns that spawned Evil Berg. No effort, no tenacity, nothing. That's right. We used to have to call Berg Evil Berg because he was trashing the Suns while we were all believing. And of course, then the Suns stepped up and started being good. And Evil Berg relented and he said, okay, yeah, they're good. And then he stopped being Evil Berg and he's back to just being the Berg. So this yesterday's game, we were all Evil Berg. We were, you have every right. Man Bear Pig says, FDA. Biggest game of the year, and you throw a bitch fit and sit on the bench, bro, isn't even worth the vet minimum. soft ass volleyball player. Send him to the Timberwolves and give me Cat. Carl Anthony Towns. Okay.
Oh, wait, no.
Got to stop you there.
I cannot think of a softer player than Carl Anthony Towns. I have no idea why you thought that can't be the
volleyball
solution.
player for volleyball player.
I just
the volleyball player analogy is a pretty good line though for how when he sometimes tries to sort of finesse touch the ball in across and it fails. I'm just like, just dunk it. You get a little more.
You're already up there. Just take your hand and turn it. Oh.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, man, bear pig, except for the Carl Anthony Towns thing. Fed Fan says, Suns team is my first love, but now I'm going to cheer for the Warriors because I want to see my favorite player, Steph Curry, win another championship. Yeah, that's where I'm going to throw my sport too. I want a couple of people's faces to not be on my TV screen now that we've had to suffer this humiliation. And that's what it is. It's an embarrassment. It wasn't, hey, good game, guys. That was, 3 games in a row you lost embarrassingly, especially the last one. So no, hey, good game. No, up yours. We're embarrassed. You've embarrassed all of us, and you should be embarrassed for yourself. You should return some of the money. That's all I'm saying. It was just horrible. You know that thing they say, don't ever, make sure you always do a good job. You don't have to get back up with your hand out to the boss for your check because you're too embarrassed to look him in the eye. They need to walk up to Monty and Robert Sarver and the Suns and don't even make eye contact. You embarrassed us. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and root for the Warriors because I don't want Luka to be happy. I don't want him to be happy. I already got Giannis Antetokounmpo not being there, and that was good enough. Because of last year. So I'm just rooting for the Warriors out of spite.
I think that's the position that most of us are in.
How about you, Randy?
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Can we just move on to football? I guess
I guess you'll be rooting for the Celtics since you called them to win. But
I think the Heat and Celtics series is going to be a good one. And after what I saw from Luka Doncic, I hope Golden State kicks their ass. But I don't know. I mean, Jason Kidd showed some true coaching ability. We'll just have to wait and see. The Mavericks played like a team. Before it was Luka Doncic. It was kind of like Benny and the Jets. Luka and the Mavericks. You see what I'm saying there?
Yep.
Now it's the damn Mavericks.
Yep.
So I don't know how that series is going to go.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to watch because on one hand, I love watching the Warriors. They are a lot of fun. And the other hand,
well, the Warriors got Draymond Green though. Did you hear that?
I don't mind him. I like him just fine.
Draymond and Kendrick Perkins are in a bit of a feud. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Draymond called him an ogre, and Kendrick's like, "You're not handsome." Did you hear that?
Kendrick kind of lost his bleep though a little bit on that. He did. He posted up a video where he just went off. He's like, and then he deleted it, put on a clean version, and of course Green called him out on it, but still,
I'm called him an ogre. And Kendrick, what'd you call me? Okra? Ogre? What'd you call me?
Yeah, I think Kendrick put it up, and then the bosses at the ESPN said,
"What are you doing?"
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we've got hopefully the Golden State Warriors can take care of business so we don't have to look at Luka's stupid face anymore.
Yeah.
Fubar 1000 says, if Kyler Murray was on the Suns, would they dunk him instead of the ball? Okay.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says, I think Patrick Beverly hates CP3 more than Scott Foster hates CP3.
Patrick Beverly called CP3 cone because he doesn't move. He just stands there in one spot.
On the defense.
And the thing is, the way that the Suns were hunting Luka early in the series, that's what the Mavs were doing at the end to Chris Paul. They're just, who's guarding Chris Paul? Cool. Just give the ball to that guy.
Yep. And they also shut down Devin Booker. What do you need to know? You saw it. King of Kenton says, I did not see the girl again from the ballpark when I fell asleep and was on the TV. My buddy got a snap of it, though, showed me, and the look on her face was priceless. She was very upset, to say the least. Oh, you're a hardworking man. You fell asleep in a game. Kind of strange place to fall asleep, but, I don't think it's right of her to judge you on that. I mean, what she should see is, a hardworking man. What she saw was, oh my God, he's bored with me. Oh my God, she's such a jerk. I don't think, oh my God.
I just think that the true friends, true people who are looking out for you, don't let you just embarrass yourself.
Right,
Yeah, like just
nudge.
hey, just kind of bump them awake. And sure, maybe the joke is now that you're waking up and you look kind of dumb, but wouldn't have just let you sleep through the whole Jumbotron appearance.
You're lucky you didn't hold on to that one. She was not a good one. Fifth letter says, tough one to swallow, fellas. I got a connections at the Staples Center. If you want, I can let you borrow a championship banner. Interested? Shut up. Blissful Hayes says, Suns need to trade Ayton for Joel Embiid.
Well, now,
Joel
Embiid. I would say yes, but let me say that with an asterisk. Joel Embiid is pretty damn beaten up right now. He's got a bad back situation. He's got bad knees. I know he plays like a warrior right now, and I don't mean like a Golden State. I mean he's playing like a man right now. He's playing through some serious injuries, but I don't know.
But also the Sixers aren't pulling that trade for you. Joel Embiid is not just the best center in basketball. He might be basketball's best player.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It's a nice idea.
I don't know if the Suns are going to drop Ayton. I'll be honest with you. I'd like to see him drop him and move to somebody more aggressive, but I don't think that's going to happen.
After that immature nonsense he pulled yesterday, which got him kept out of the game, because I think Monty looked around. He's like, okay, this is done. I ain't going to listen to this guy. Not like Ayton being in there was going to do anything. Not like it mattered, but you're going to go off on your coach? Come on, man. He's just being an immature little baby on that one. Tiger Paw says, I guess DeAndre Ayton's another Kyler in some respects with his video gaming. Supposedly he only gets 2 hours sleep a night, sometimes because he spends all time he has unwinding by doing video games from after he plays a stressful game. Yeah, that's a very young man thing to do, and if that works for him, I'm not going to judge, but it's just when you start popping off on your coach, a guy who's had your back and loves you and treats you with respect, and because he's benching you.
I would have to know what was said, because people have gone off on coaches before, and coaches have gotten into, at least for the team I root for.
I think Monty, I could read lips. I think he said, sit down, you big, nasty love-a-tard, you horrible piece of garbage, you big, slimy blue secretion from a dead frog.
Is that what he said?
Sure doesn't sound like Monty.
Oh, that's right. So then why would DeAndre Ayton have any cause to give any kind of lip to Coach Monty, Coach of the Year Monty?
I'm not saying that Monty gave him any reason, but if he was simply frustrated and it was not, something wasn't said that couldn't be apologized for later, I'm not gonna, kill him for that, because that's just frustration comes out, and it's happened. I mean, you ask Steve Kerr, he's been punched in the face by Michael Jordan.
He wasn't a coach when that happened. He was another player.
No, he was another player, but also, for the Washington Wizards, one of our coaches got strangled by another player. Sure, that's a height of dysfunction kind of team, but it's happened. So I just want to make sure, okay, did he say something in the heat of the moment that he could take back later and say, Monty, I did not mean that. I shouldn't have said it. All of that stuff, or was he really just being a big baby? Because that's what, to me, there's a line there.
I don't know about the factual nature of this, but Tiger Paw says, supposedly what's reported is after DeAndre Ayton blew a really big play, the coach asked him, do you even want to be in this game? You could ask any one of the players that, and you'd be fair of doing it. Fed Fan says, really, Jeffrey? All women sound like they have a Valley Girl accent? No, just the one that would let you sit there, be asleep, and let you embarrass yourself on the Jumbotron. It was more of a characterization of that person and not of all women. Thank you very much. Jeez. Lost Toby says, on behalf of the Warriors Federation, we accept your support. I figured you would. Like I said, I ain't never had any trouble with the Warriors. Never had any trouble with them. A-Wings 22 says, as a Sixers fan, I have no interest in DeAndre Ayton. Fair enough. Tiger Paws, thank you. Boogie says, Joel Embiid has been beat up a lot because he's carrying a team by himself. He'd have a lot more help in Phoenix. I would take him in a heartbeat in a trade for DeAndre Ayton.
After last night's game, do you think he would actually have some help? After last night's game?
That's a good point.
I mean, well, it would
Where
still,
would that
I mean,
be coming from?
Sure, you say after last night's game, but he would take double teams that nobody has been as open in this series in Phoenix as James Harden ever was, and he still couldn't do anything. So,
well, I mean, I'm sorry. After last night's game, where's the superstar on this team? It's not CP3. It's not Devin Booker.
I mean,
where's the superstar on this team? Where's the guy that was carrying this damn team? It's not DeAndre Ayton.
Biyombo.
There you go.
That's a great question.
Damn Biyombo. Because the superstar in Game 7 did not show up for the Phoenix Suns. There was no superstar.
Chris Paul is 38 years old, and he suddenly looked 38 years old. And so I don't necessarily blame Chris Paul for things that his body can't do anymore. However, Devin Booker, and again, it's a simple adjustment that the Mavs made. They doubled him.
Well,
you got to be, as a superstar scorer, and he is, you've got to be able to beat double teams.
We have to take a break. I think what we need to do is go ahead and have Keon Rose's 4 quarters. And I would imagine what that's going to be about. And get it out of our systems, and then we can move on. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
Come join the fun as Kasai Japanese Steakhouse presents its first annual Fire and Fairways charity golf tournament, Monday morning, June 6th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Proceeds go to support Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Entry is just $150, includes contests, prizes, raffles, plus a fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the benefits of a financial advisor.
Not only the technicals and the fundamentals and the valuation, but you have to look at the macro picture. And that requires a lot of work where you're looking at the sectors and industries within the sectors. And then you find the stocks within the sectors that are doing better. And then you have to do the work on those individual stocks. And you sort of go through tons of sand before you find those nuggets of gold. And the discipline to do that continuously, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, that is the hard part. People become traders, but they have a job, they've got a family, they get distracted, and then you look at it 3 weeks later and it's all history. Like your personal trainer who keeps your health on check, this is why you need a financial advisor to keep your emotions in check.
If you need help keeping your investments on track, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Now you can be the guy who eventually gets bits and pieces of NFL news. Or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Home for the NFL.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender here on this Monday. And listen, let's move on to baseball, shall we? And go yard all May long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. And the best part about Dinger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel will pay you $5 for every home run. So I mean, you got to go in and you got to find look up stats. Who's the hottest home run hitter right now? I mean, for the Diamondbacks. I mean, you got that Eric Thomas kid. That kid's on fire. You've got what's his name, the first baseman. He's pretty good. But you move along into the other part of the MLB. I mean, a lot of guys are hitting home runs this season. So pick one, put some money down, a $25 to hit a home run wager, and let FanDuel do the rest. What are you waiting for? Pick your home run hitter, turn the big swings into big wins. No better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to your FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Randy1580. By the way, scientifically proven, that's the best code, Randy1580. Promo code Randy1580, the best. That's the best code. Science. You got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeffco.
All right, Randy, I want you to understand something. I want to see something right here, okay? I've got pages. I got pages. You see all these pages?
And pages,
That's all baseball. And it's all fun stuff to talk about in baseball.
A remarkable... It's a Black Monday. It's a dark Monday.
I'm letting you know that because I have a feeling we know where Keon is going to go with four quarters with Keon Rose.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it's time to face the music.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to do it. Let's just put our heads down, get through this. We have to talk about it anymore.
Come up with something else like Washington sports teams.
I could, but first off,
CFL.
No one would care. But also
USFL, maybe.
I got that later.
This is the most important thing that's happening. We've got to talk about it.
Jeffrey, you've got USFL later?
I actually do.
What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on here?
Anything better than talking about this.
I mean, for sure. So let's just get to the first quarter and then start things off here. I'll start with you, Randy. Where did things go wrong for the Suns in Game 7?
When they arrived at the damn arena, are you kidding me? It was just bad from day one. Luka Doncic led the Mavericks at 35 points, and then Spencer Dinwiddie he had 30 points. That's 75 points. Or I'm sorry, 65 points. Somebody told me there would be no math.
Not supposed to be math.
And then Jalen Brunson with 24, and the Suns couldn't find one of these guys to defend. They couldn't find one of them. The Suns shooting just went absolutely, quiet. Mavericks were shooting the eyes out of the damn hoop. That's where it went wrong. When the Suns got there, it was just a bad day.
I'm going to say it's because their leader ran out of gas. He ran out of mojo, and like a bunch of sheep, they just followed him right off of that cliff. And it's like they were playing to the level of Chris Paul. Everybody. It was so bad. So I'm going to just say because Chris Paul ran out of gas, that's where things went wrong. And just the spirit of the team evaporated. I mean, you watched it.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to say?
I mean, that's where things went wrong in your opinion. For me, I saw Luka start the game with 3 threes, and I went, yep, that's Luka before was getting to the rim, getting points in the paint, being hard to defend there. When his range that night was everywhere, I don't really know that this team had the fight. I don't think they showed up to the gym with the fight and the heart to defend that version of Luka Doncic. Luka showed up to play. Where the hell were the Phoenix Suns? And that's where I thought things started to go really, really bad, because when they were up by 10, I'm looking like, okay, there has to be a desperation here from this team. Nope, nothing at all. So we don't have to belabor the point, but that's where things started to go wrong. Let's get to the second quarter here. What is the biggest regret that the Suns are going to have after this series? Start with you, Jeffrey.
Not winning Game 7.
Wow.
Stupid question. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, talking all that bleep to Luka Doncic. That should be your biggest regret. The rest of it, what are you going to do? You're going to second guess the team that won more regular season games and set records. You can't second guess bringing in that player or not bringing in this player.
I'm just talking about this series.
All you can do about the series is you just talk too much bleep to Luka Doncic. And if Chris Paul was starting to feel too damn tired, you should have sat him some of these other games. You should have sat him more, given him some more rest so he'd be ready for the games that mattered. I guess but you don't think that way because you think if I win this game, this is the game that matters. But I don't know. Biggest regret, I think, is just, acting the fool and talking all that crap.
Randy?
Well, I think the biggest regret is not taking Dallas serious. This is playoff basketball. The Suns went from beating the Mavericks 11 straight times over the course of the last 3 seasons to losing 4 out of their last 5 games against them during these playoffs. They didn't take the Mavericks serious. And not only that, they didn't defend the Dallas 3 ball. They didn't defend the Dallas 3 ball. When Dallas was in trouble, they went to the 3 ball. They couldn't adjust. They did not adjust their defense. Phoenix was one of the top defensive teams all season long, and they couldn't adjust during the playoffs. I think that's the biggest regret the Suns will have. They didn't play this Dallas team like they were for real, and they couldn't adjust their defense.
All right. I mean, yeah, I agree with all of that, and I will say that I would say their biggest regret would be not winning Game 6 when that game was coming up. There was a perfect opportunity, a window, and there were multiple times in that game where they could have made runs to try and win that game. And I would also say the other thing is they didn't learn their lesson from how to guard this team. They found the blueprint of how to guard this team. They did it for exactly 1 game when they played game 5 here. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't do it ever again. I don't understand how that happens. You know that you either got to guard Luka or you got to guard those shooters. You can't let them both get going. And that's exactly what happened. That's the only way you lose by 40 points in a crucial Game 7. So let's go ahead and get to the third quarter here. What Mavs player hurt the Suns the most in Game 7? Because there's lots of options.
Dimwitty. It was Dimwitty.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Dimwit did it because Luka was always going to hurt you. Luka was always going to hurt you either in the paint or with his shot on the outside. You knew that the entire time. He was the only player they had. Dimwitty just, boop, there he is. He's suddenly an amazing player out of nowhere. So I'd say Dimwitty hurt us the most.
Randy?
Dinwiddie had 30. Jalen Brunson had 24. What does that add up to? 54 points. If you just let Luka Doncic go, he could get 75 points. And guess what? If you hold Dinwiddie and Brunson to almost nothing, what do you got there? You got like 80 points. You still win the team. You win the game. You win the series. Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson, I would say there's 2 guys, and those are the guys. 54 points right there between Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, I was going to say Spencer Dinwiddie too. Before the trade deadline, that was a move the Mavericks made. They made a trade with my Washington Wizards and got Spencer Dinwiddie. And I promise you that if Spencer Dinwiddie were playing like that in Washington, he'd still be in Washington.
Yeah, that's going to hurt your feelings a little bit.
I mean, I think that the Wizards got back Porzingis, and so hopefully if he can stay healthy, that's not a bad trade at all. But he wasn't playing like that in Washington. I promise. I absolutely promise. But when they originally acquired him in Washington, he was capable of playing that way. It just showed up today, like just yesterday. I mean, it just showed up seemingly out of the blue. But Spencer Dinwiddie can score. But this is what happens when you let some of these other guys get life and get rolling. I mean, if you're going to beat a team that's got one main superstar, you have to make everybody else feel like they don't have a chance. That's how teams used to beat the Bulls before, Scottie Pippen started to step up and some of those other Bulls got better. Okay, Jordan's going to get his, but we're not giving any of these other guys a chance. And unfortunately, the Suns did that to themselves. They got Brunson going, they got Dinwiddie going, and the game was all but over. So it gets to the done. Let's get to the fourth quarter really here.
On the hot seat.
On the hot seat.
On the hot seat. I mean, it's Yeah. So let's take a look into the future. Take a look into this offseason. What move would you say the Suns need to make to keep the championship window open? This is sad. This is sad.
I'm just thinking right here first of all, for DeAndre Ayton to have a hissy fit in Game 7 and not step up when his coach says, do you not even want to be here? That sounds like that was the attitude of DeAndre Ayton. So I think the Suns need to eject him out into space somewhere and bring somebody in to play a center for this team that wants to be here and is a meat eater that wants to go after it. Not pay DeAndre Ayton $187 million to collect his paycheck. Get somebody in here that wants to be on the damn team. That would be my thought. That's what the Suns need to do. They need somebody under the hoop, somebody that can just devastate another team.
The Phoenix Suns players, youngins, followers. They're all followers. And Chris Paul is a leader. And when Chris Paul was in it and on it and running it, things were going pretty damn good, weren't they? Chris Paul runs out of gas, runs out of mojo. So go the Suns. If that is their kryptonite, that is their weakness, then you have to bring in another leader. I don't know. You can't trade Chris Paul, but
no.
You got to bring in another leader. Somebody these young guys will follow. They followed Chris Paul, and they acted just like him in that game yesterday, didn't they? He was exhausted, whatever you want to call it. They all played the same. All DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker played the same. Everybody in the team played the same. So I'd say bring in another leader. You're gonna have to bring in another veteran. That's what I think.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to go in a slightly different direction. Say you need to bring in another scorer. Somebody who can get buckets. I mean, well, a leader can be somebody.
It can be a center.
Yeah, who maybe doesn't score a ton. Like, for instance, the leader in that Memphis Grizzlies locker room, a lot of that is Steven Adams, the veteran presence there. He doesn't score a ton, but those guys listen to him. He's tough. They follow him. They're all tough. That's the guy. So you can bring in another leader that's not a scorer. But I think that part of the problem was points. Go get somebody who can make their own shot, even if it's for just a handful of games. Somebody who can go out there and get baskets. That's not just Devin Booker, because Devin Booker, the book kind of feels like it's out on him, where it's like if you double team Devin Booker, he doesn't have another thing that he does to beat double teams. I mean, and that's what they're going to do to superstars in the NBA. So either Devin Booker adds something to his game this summer, or you go get another guy to help him, another running mate there. And I also think, barring, DeAndre Ayton saying anything absolutely insane that he can't take back, I think you do have to bring back DeAndre Ayton.
There's no max contract there now.
Yeah, there's the game 6 that I saw that was an elimination game. DeAndre Ayton was the only person who was playing like he gave a damn. So I'm not going to hold one game 7 against him when, for the most part this series and this season, he played well, and he didn't mope. I mean, unfortunately, we have Kyler Murray to compare him to. He didn't clean everything off his social media. He put it out of his mind right away and came in, averaged 17 and 10.
We're all emotional right now, Randy, but I think we need to, we'll take a few days and then we'll look at this scientifically.
I love Keon, but
you find another 7-footer averaging 17 and 10 that a team is actually willing to trade, and go for it. Go for it. If you can find him.
What's his name with the Nuggets? Bring him in, the MVP.
He's not.
Bring him in.
They're not going to give him up.
Get rid of him.
No one is trading Nikola Jokic. No one is trading Joel Embiid.
He's a big box of.
Nobody is trading Bam Adebayo.
His softener dryer sheets is all Ayton is.
Oh boy. Look, like I said, game 6, I needed everybody to show up in game 6 too. DeAndre Ayton showed up in game 6. I didn't see anybody else.
All right.
So anyway,
we need to let some time pass, Keon.
Yeah,
we gotta let some time pass, and then we can look at this objectively.
I just the soccer player Marcelo.
Yeah,
that's
well. All right,
where's our dude?
Here's the deal, guys. I've got a metric load of texts on the text line. Once I have read those, we were talking 0% Suns for the rest of the day. I got baseball. I got golf, hockey, NASCAR. I've got CFL, USFL. I've got so much stuff to talk about that has nothing to do with these Phoenix Suns. We got it out of our systems. We will let you guys get it out of your systems when we come back. But after that, we want to move on. All right. So, Randy, get that out of your system. I didn't know you ate corn. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average oak tree branch can hold 70 pounds. Something you probably do know, your neighbor is building their kid a treehouse. Something you probably don't know, a falling treehouse would take out your whole fence. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage team. Now, we've seen interest rates go as low as we've seen them in years recently. We've also seen them bouncing around. A lot of uncertainty of what is going on in the loan game as far as mortgages are concerned. That's why I lean on my friends at the Lund Mortgage team. They have been in business for 20 plus years here in the Valley. They only lend in Arizona. They are trusted. They'll get you that reliable quote. And if you're thinking about refinancing, whether it's to just lower your rate, maybe lower the terms of your rate, maybe down to 15 or 20 years, or if you're like, hey, we got a lot of debt on the side, we got some problems going on, we want to consolidate debt, or I've always wanted a pool. Now's the time to do it. Take some of that equity out, refinance, and get things done around your house that you want. But you got to use the best in the business. That's the Lund Mortgage team. 623-875-9940. 623-875-9940. Or check them out online, lundmortgage.com.
Sun Devils softball is back in action at Farrington Stadium for the 2022 season, picking up right where they left off last year, ranked number 21 in the nation. The Sun Devils look to build off a strong 2021 season with 14 returners and some star-studded newcomers. Tournament packages and single-game tickets are on sale now, starting at just $12. So don't miss out on any of the action this season. Get your tickets today at sundeviltickets.com. That's sundeviltickets.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blend. You're a good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. So here's the deal. I'm going to catch up on the text line, and after that, we will not purposefully talk any more about the Suns today. If it comes up on the text line, if it bears mentioning, of course, we'll give you guys your time. We'll let you have your say, but we are just going to move on to other things. So let's get caught up. 888-368-1580. Let's see here. Mr. Pringle says, at least no DeAndre didn't go full Latrell Sprewell on Monty. Those giant hands would wrap around it. Monty's not a small guy, but DeAndre is a giant.
Yeah, he's a very large person. Yeah.
Mr. Pink Eye says, Randy was right. Friday the 13th, curse the Suns. We should have never doubted Randy.
Again, I mean, truer statements
Friday.
have never been uttered.
The game was on Sunday. How does that even work? By the way, that blood moon, did you check that out?
No, I didn't. I heard about it, though.
It was very cool to see. Here's the thing. And whenever somebody like, hey, that's a cool looking moon. And they take a picture of the moon with their cell phone. It's just a dot. You know, it doesn't do it justice. When you see it with your own eyes, you're like, whoa. My wife and I stepped out onto the back patio and we looked over and it looked badass. It was really kind of cool. We saw it just as the sun was starting to come back. You know, it's that little crescent at the bottom. And you just, when you see it with your own eyes, you see the depth, you see that kind of glow, you know, the way it was totally worth getting off the couch for a couple of minutes. I'll tell you that. So yes, that was cool. You want to blame the blood moon, go ahead, but Friday the 13th, too far removed to be blamed. A-Wings 22 says, Randy, last week you were asking why no national select for Suns after last night. Good luck getting any of that in the future.
Thank you, and I hope you get home safe.
Yeah, your punctuation is a true.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say, but boy,
I think he's talking about love from the national press.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Tiger Paw says, per Al McCoy, part of the problem with Monty's calling was that he kept having Chris Paul guard Luka. And they said, how often do you have a little 6'1" point guard being rammed by that giant? He never put a bigger guard on Luka, I guess.
Which is one of those lessons I really thought game 5 you learned, where Jay Crowder spent most of the time guarding Luka because he's bigger, he's stronger, he can actually take the punishment. Chris Paul has trouble guarding most people right now. Luka is like the worst matchup for him, but Monty didn't really change it, didn't try to hide him the way sometimes when the Warriors have an unfavorable matchup going against Steph, they'll find ways to hide Steph. They didn't hide Chris. I just don't understand that.
It's like they all showed up forgetting how to play.
It does feel that way. Just that everybody, just the whole operation from the coach down, forgot everything that they knew. I don't understand it.
Guano says, just got my tickets for Chiefs Cardinals game. Let's go Chiefs, he says. Cards Chappie says, Keon asked about the Suns' biggest regret. How about not winning a single road game? What did I say? I said, if this team can't win on the road, this team will not win a championship. I had no idea it was going to be this.
Didn't think they weren't going to escape the series, though, when you have home court advantage. Oh,
Baker's Cocky Hen says, seems DeAndre Ayton took a little pressure off the CP3 and Booker. They were wide open every game, right? But oh, wait, Ayton wasn't able to do enough to stop them from mauling Booker and Paul nonstop. Kiss the Cook says, biggest Suns mistake, waking up Sunday morning. Boogie says, I really think Chris Paul should have played off the bench more over the last 4 games. Regardless, Patrick Beverley's a clown. He should have to wear a red nose and face paint whenever he's on the air. I agree. He says, trade on some draft picks for Paul Wall. Houston is rebuilding anyway.
Oh, I think he means John Wall.
John Wall.
And I don't hate that. I like John Wall a lot when he's healthy. He's a dynamic point guard. But A, John Wall hasn't been healthy in a very long time. And B, there's a lot of contract there with Wall that you're going to still have to pay off in a very Westbrook-like fashion. I don't know if you want to take all that on.
We got to pay. Big George says, Jeffrey won the edition of 4 quarters of Keon Rose again. Keon and Randy were close, but got to give the edge to Jeffrey. And hey, Fed fan,
of course,
glad to have you back. Where were you? Your female insight has been glaringly missing from the show. And to that, Tiger Paws must be giving you a finger right now, Big George. Fed fan says, Chris Paul's contract is almost as bad as Russell Westbrook's. There's no team that will want to take on that contract.
Well,
sign and then trade Ayton. Jones screwed up. He should have traded Ayton during this season. Now he may end up with nothing.
Well, if they traded Ayton during this season, there wasn't even a hope of going to the finals. That's the only reason why you kept him in the first place. But also, the Chris Paul contract is aging poorly. But anytime you trade for a guy and then go to a finals, that's the Westbrook contract wouldn't have been as bad as it was if they traded for Westbrook and then they went to a finals. They traded for Westbrook and didn't make the playoffs. So I don't know that those two things are comparable.
You know what, Randy, do you remember when it was announced that Chris Paul was coming to the Suns? Everything I said that day was right, except for Chris Paul's not really a jerk. Turns out he's a good team player. He's really a leader of men. And yeah, I was very wrong about that. but everything else I said just came true before everybody's eyes. And I was talking about his age. I was talking about his gas. And
we knew sometime in this contract that was going to happen. I wish it didn't happen.
Boy, did it happen at the wrong time.
Literally in the second round of the playoffs, but it was going to happen at some point.
It was go ahead, Randy.
I was just, I mean, what else can you do? You can't sit this senior citizen down, 4 games a week to rest him for the playoffs because you don't know if you're going to get there. I mean, this guy's got to be on the court. So either he's got to condition better or we've got to unload this contract, cut bait and run. And that's all we can do. I'm not saying get rid of Chris Paul. I'm saying don't sign DeAndre Ayton to a max contract. That's what I'm saying.
Fed fan says, why does Keon disagree with me on everything? Well, I think you know why.
I didn't realize I was disagreeing with you on everything.
I think it's obvious why.
I honestly, I'm not even thinking about who is sent in the text. When I hear something, I either roll with it if I agree or don't. I don't know. Maybe we just have opposite basketball philosophies.
I think we all know why Keon disagrees with Fed fan on everything.
Pretty sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because we have opposing basketball philosophies, but that's just me.
That's not it.
That's not what we're thinking. Against the spread says, don't feel too bad, Suns fans. You could be a Bears fan like me. Personally, I'm looking forward to week 14 of the season. That's when the Bears have a bye week. Says, what a devastating collapse. Baseball season started at halftime last night. I hope that guy took my advice and took the $9,000 payout on his crazy big money parlay he had. Oh, yeah. Fubar 1000 says, cool, man. Hey, Randy, my baseball question is this. If a major leaguer gets sent down to AAA, how do their contracts get honored?
Well, their contracts still get honored, but they have a lot of times with these young players, they have what's called options. So they can option him a certain amount of times within his contract. A certain amount of times means you can send him down to get some work done, but he still gets paid his salary.
There you go. Mr. Wilbur, don't be a wise ass. Mr. Pringle says, Suns will be fine next year when Big Frank comes back.
Frank the Tank would be a great addition. Although, I don't know, Bismack Biyombo was pretty damn good down the stretch, wasn't he?
I liked him.
I do think that there's going to be a stretch where if you play lots of minutes for Bismack Biyombo, you're going to learn why Bismack Biyombo wasn't on a team.
Yeah.
See, here's the situation.
I still liked his name.
And I think the NBA's got this all wrong. And I want to call Coach Monty as soon as I get off the air because it just occurred to me. We need to get a team of all 7-footers. Like everybody is 7 feet and above. And we just go dominate.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
All 7
Why
footers.
hasn't this done before?
Because you'd have the slowest
I don't think
team
anybody has thought about that. Well, these are all like Shaquille O'Neal, 7-foot guys. We bring them all in, and they just
yep, gobble up all the big guys. That's what we got to do.
Just stand by, Phoenix Suns fans. That's what I'm going to get done for the Phoenix Suns this year. All 7-footers like Shaq. Dominate everybody.
Block, rebound.
I don't think we've had a 7-footer like Shaq since Shaq. Where would you get?
I'll find
5
him.
of them.
I'll find him.
Randy's good at finding people.
There you go.
Lost Toby said a thing that basically shows that if Chris Paul is calling people, it's going to go right to. I've got a spam filter on my phone. It says possible fraud, and then it doesn't answer it. So poor Chris Paul is not going to get any calls out now.
No boy.
Blissful Hay says, if it's true, Point God Awful has been hurt the last couple of games. He should have been a team leader and not played. It was a very selfish move to play injured. 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and Chris Paul hurt in the playoffs.
Okay. If you know that that's true, then then he would sit down every playoff run that he was in. Like Chris Paul has to gut this out because he's the team leader. He's the guy that's got to go out there and play. And by the way, if that were true, that he shouldn't have played last year either when he was playing the Lakers. He said he couldn't get his shooting arm above his head and that the Lakers should not have guarded him, but they weren't sure. So he was just playing it like I can still shoot. So, and the Lakers weren't sure whether or not they should have guarded him. Chris Paul has always played through things. That's not selfishness if the team needs you.
Yeah, but if you've got a quad injury, and come on, we've all had quad injuries. Keon, you're in this game 7. Does that help your team if you're on the court?
Well,
with a quad injury?
It depends on what you're going to get out of campaign. Because if you weren't going to get,
they gave up on campaign
a little bit, and I don't know why that is. You know, maybe they just saw some stuff where it's like maybe because he was in a shooting slump going into the playoffs, so that wasn't helping his case either. But if you've got the quad injury, it depends on you kind of doing that cost benefit of, am I going to do more damage being out here than I am helping? Because they respond to having the steady hand of Chris Paul out there. You know, I mean, it was in the Pelican series when it looked like things were going to go sideways. It was Chris Paul being out there and being like himself that got this team back around and back on track. So for him, he must think, you know, they're better with me out there, even if it's just from a leadership perspective, even if I can't give you a ton of offense.
888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, other than not playing defense, getting completely outplayed physically, and getting slaughtered on the scoreboard, Suns played an excellent game. Baker's Cocky Hen says, is Deshaun Watson taking Baker Mayfield to Bahamas with the rest of the Browns' offensive weapons?
My guess would be no. To help team chemistry is why he's doing it.
Could be awkward.
I don't think bringing Baker helps the team chemistry.
It's like, listen, Baker, have a massage. Big George says, wait, did Randy say he wants all 7-footers?
Yeah.
I'm game. Where do I need to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Big George out there.
Yeah, well, Big George is on the team.
Yeah, Quitter Kaler is too short.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
He's a little itty bitty.
Yeah.
Cardinal Art says, the Suns are who we thought they were. Yeah, I know, man. Fed Fan says, because campaign sucks.
Wow.
Blissful Hayes says, Montel should have played Holiday instead of Paul. He's a big-time energy guy.
The problem is Holiday has the energy, but he wasn't shooting well. And I at this point, what are your options? Is what why I can't blame Monty too much for running Chris Paul out there. What are your options? Your backup point guard's in a shooting slump, and Aaron Holiday, high energy, not high scoring. Like, you had no scoring no matter what option you chose. None.
So with like a lot of people towards the end of the game, I was like, well, at least the Diamondbacks are winning. And I looked, no, they're not. They've dropped 2 games out of 3 so far in a 7-game series. They play again tonight. They're playing the Cubs. It's not like they're getting blown out, but they lost yesterday 3-2.
I think we're playing the Dodgers tonight.
Oh, it was a 7-game series with the Cubs.
No, it's either a 3 or 4 or 2, 3 or 4 game series. And I think we open up a series against the Dodgers tonight. I'll have to check that for sure.
You would be correct. The Dodgers are hosting the
my bad,
the Diamondbacks tonight at 7:10
over in Chavez Ravine, and I think Mad Bum's on the hill.
Yeah, my bad. I looked at it. I thought it was my eyesight is getting worse. I had no glasses on when I was talking to Ron. And it used to be I could see a little bit of the distance, and then without glasses, now everything's blurry. No matter what.
That's fun because last time I talked to Radio Ron, I had no clothes on. So,
that's none of my business, really.
Or any of us.
Yeah.
I think we would all have been better without that information.
Yeah, like when I was talking to you and you were on the toilet, I didn't know. I didn't need to know. Then I found out. I wasn't happy. Boogie says Suns haven't been beaten this bad since Adrian Peterson. That just doesn't. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Fubar 1000 says, thanks, Randy. By the way, doing the ribs on the grill, Randy style. All right.
Nice.
Hefty Lefty says, good afternoon, everybody. So what's new with NFL quarterbacks? We will get to some NFL stuff here in a minute. Big George says 7-game series. There's never been a 7-game series. I know. My eyes saw.
Yeah, there was.
I thought I saw like there were 7 Cubs games, and my eyes just saw it
Big
wrong.
George, there was a 7-game series. The Diamondbacks played the Yankees in a 7-game series. Did they not?
Regular season. He says in the history of regular season,
okay.
Most would be 5 games.
I was trying to help you out there.
I appreciate that, but no, my eyes. I'm seriously going to get some implants. And I might get some glasses too.
Double D's or
that's what I'm thinking.
What kind of?
If you're doing it, go big or go home, right?
I mean, double D's.
Mm-hmm.
You and those jeans and
might get butt implants too.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I almost can't take that.
A little badunk dunk.
Wow.
Fubar says, hey, the Diamondbacks are doing pretty well right now, Sir Jeffrey. So get off my dress. Grr, go ASU.
One game above 500. They start against the Dodgers tonight. I don't know. This is in Chavez Ravine.
Listen, and at the moment that I need them to be winning, they just weren't. I was like, okay, well, this Suns game's disaster. At least we got the Diamondbacks. Oh, damn it. They just lost. Now I know they lost a 3-game series to the Cubs. So, and we beat the Dodgers last time. So who knows? Could happen again.
It's asking a lot, but
I just hope for the best. That's all you can do. 888-368-1580. So, all right, let's talk about some fun baseball stuff. All right.
Okay. All right.
You don't see this every day. Cincinnati Reds rolled into Pittsburgh yesterday and they no-hit the Pirates.
Yep.
And they still lost the game.
Yep.
Here's how that happened. Hunter Green was throwing a no-hitter, but in the 8th inning, he walked 2 batters with 1 out. So they pulled him and sent Art Warren to the mound. Now, Art immediately walked the 3rd batter, loaded the bases, and then Cabron Hayes comes up to the plate, and he hits a chopper to the second baseman who went for the double play, but Hayes beat the throw to first, allowing the guy on 3rd to score in a fielder's choice. Pirates went on to win the game 1-0. One of the things that struck me as odd, how come that little chopper wasn't considered a hit?
Well, because it was a fielder's choice. The second baseman fielded the ball, went to second base for the out. The shortstop came across the bag, trying to get the second out, which would have got him out of the inning. And he was late with his throw to first base. So it was not a hit. It was a fielder's choice.
Okay. All right. Well, that's just a dumb thing because he hit the ball. So that should just count as a hit. I don't dig this fielder's choice nonsense.
No, it's not a hit.
Yeah, but doesn't that bother you a little bit? He actually hit a ball. And that's how this all happened.
No, it doesn't bother me at all because I understand the rule. And if the damn Reds were better with their defensive side of the game,
what's the point of that rule? It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, it just means he could have gone to first base or second base and just got an out. He chose not to throw to home plate for the out at home plate.
Mm-hmm.
He chose to go to second base to try to get the double play and get out of the inning. Therefore, the fielder made a choice to go for the double play. It's a fielder's choice.
It was a bad choice.
I mean, in retrospect,
may have been.
Choice.
He could have thrown home, got the force out at home plate.
Yep.
And the catcher could have tried to throw into first to get the double play. He didn't choose to do that.
Should have got the guy out at the home plate. That's what they
could have. Yeah.
Anyway, it's the only the 6th time a team got no hit and won a game since 1901. Angels were the last ones to do it. And by the way, the Reds, worst team in baseball so far.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that organization.
Yeah.
People, we need to pray for Cincinnati. The fans of Cincinnati, they need some new. You think it's bad in Washington with their football team? Oh my God!
Oh, I thought you meant
baseball. The baseball team in Cincinnati. Oh my! It's horrible. It's absolutely abhorrent.
I thought you were talking about the Nationals. I am glad the Reds exist.
Well, yeah, because they're keeping you out of the baseball.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, we have to take a break. We come back. I got a bunch of fun baseball stuff. Nothing depressing, nothing boring, nothing silly. Just a lot of fun baseball stuff. Plus, Randy, there's a NASCAR question, and we'll talk a little bit about the race from the weekend as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Come join the fun as Kasai Japanese Steakhouse presents its first annual Fire and Fairways charity golf tournament, Monday morning, June 6th at Silverado Golf Club in Scottsdale. Proceeds go to support Arizonans for Children, helping foster kids since 2002. Entry is just $150, includes contest prizes, raffles, plus a fabulous lunch and drink celebration at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. You can help. They need sponsors, golfers, and prize donations. And you can win a 2-year car lease from Coulter Cadillac. Go to fireandfairways.com. That's fireandfairways.com today.
With prices soaring at the pump, filling up can be stressful. That's why Discover has your back with cashback. Use Discover to earn 5% cash back at gas stations and Target, now through June, on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate. We know every dollar matters right now, but you can count on us. Get up to $75 cash back this quarter with your Discover It card. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/rewards.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports. NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Raptors football, golf, Vegas Lakers, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl. Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Okay, we're not talking about the Sun stuff no more. We're talking fun baseball stuff. Then later we'll talk some fun golf stuff and some fun Kentucky Derby stuff and some fun NASCAR stuff and maybe even some fun NFL stuff. 888-368-1580. No guano. I'm not doing that. But listen, let's keep this thing going. Talking about the baseball. Now, minor league is a completely different animal than Major League Baseball. Well, a lot more weird and fun stuff happens, and the tickets are a lot cheaper, aren't they, Randy?
Yes. Yeah.
Which means any old person can just get themselves into a game. Even in the case of the Arkansas baseball, a raccoon.
Okay.
Couple of raccoons started running wild through the stands, presumably there to get some food. And look at this guy right here, man of the day, just reaches down and grabs that thing by the scruff of the neck and escorts it out. And here's another picture of this thing. Look at that nasty thing.
Wow.
And when I first saw this picture here, specifically this picture here, I thought to myself, why would you grab the raccoon? Raccoons are mean, nasty animals.
Oh, yeah.
And they will bite the bleep out of you. And guess what happened? Once he got it out to the parking lot,
it got bit.
It turned around and it figured out how to get him, and it did bite him. And they said, he wanted to come back in, and he was like, I'm ready to go back in and drink some beer and watch the rest of the game. And they're like, no, buddy, you just got bit by a raccoon. You need to go get some rabies shots. And that's where he went next. They did say he'd be back at the stadium the next day for the next game. But I don't know. I'm pretty brave. I don't know if I'm that kind of brave. You know what I mean?
Because I think the raccoons have the thing that like cats have.
Look at the size of that thing.
If you grab them by the scruff, then they're kind of immobilized a little bit. But there's always the problem. You have to let go at some point.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was. He tried to release the thing, and it just turned around. It looks like it's about to get him right there in that picture.
Yeah, it's trying. Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I'm trying to get some food. But yeah, there were actually two raccoons. And, of course, the team lost. So, they won't be calling that the rally raccoon.
Wow.
But I ain't going anywhere near that thing. I ain't going out. They are big, angry, just nasty ass animals, man. Have you ever run the wrong way around a raccoon before?
Not me. No.
No.
And I've been out in the woods a few times. I've not run the wrong way of a raccoon.
I once was staying at a friend's house in Burbank, and I was like, well, I got a really nice room. I was a little surprised when my buddy put me in this room. And I'm like, and all of a sudden I started hearing this just disturbing noise. And I'm like, what in the hell is that? And I'm like, I start to kind of open the door. He's like, and then my friend comes out of nowhere. Don't open the door. Why? Those raccoons are having sex out there. And if you interrupt them, they will kill you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, is that why I'm in this room? I gotta go. Bye. Yeah. And they, wow, they could teach Sting a thing or two about tantric sex because they were just going at it all night. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, why didn't you call somebody to come get these raccoons out of here? They were living under his house, it turned out. Like, oh, good.
There's not like a pest control number that you can call, or
there's not like an underhouse condominium bedroom that they could have been in.
Yeah,
they had to go outside or what?
I checked into a hotel after that. So man card accreditation, or I don't know, maybe he's just dumb. The guy who grabbed the raccoon and took care of business there. How about this for a man card violation? Do you see the video of the fan sitting there with his girlfriend? Here comes a foul ball, and he's like, "Oh damn!" Because it was coming hard. He jumped up and ran over to his right, and she just sitting there, just I don't know. She was on her phone, wasn't paying attention, and the thing beamed her.
Oh no!
Bounced off of one of the bleachers and right up into the head. And
she had covered her heads up like she
was
covered
that
her
what it
head
was?
up like this.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I didn't know what she was doing.
So she didn't see where the ball was. The guy who started to protect her thought better of it and scooted to the right as fast as he could.
No.
Yeah, and it ricocheted off a bleacher and got her.
So remember when you had a girlfriend? Yeah, those are good times.
Then he was trying to explain afterwards.
She's not having it.
Like, no, it could have hit you worse, but I got it out of the way, and it didn't hit me, but it kind of grazed you.
That's boy, that might be one of the most selfish things anyone has ever done.
Man card violation. You put your body in front of it. You protect your lady. And I know ladies are going to say, well, we don't need protecting. Yeah, what happened to all that? Not needing protection stuff.
Uh-huh.
But you should do the right thing as a man. At least try to catch it. Try to put your hands out. I don't know what to tell you. But to do what this guy did, it's wrong 1,000 times over.
He didn't want to put his Michelob Ultra down long enough to protect her.
Those aren't cheap beers, but it was a college game, so it couldn't have been that expensive.
I don't think so. He really said, look, it's going to be me or you, and the way I see it, it might as well be you. I don't know that I've ever seen someone blatantly do that where people could see them. I really can't remember the last time that's happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she dumped him. Sure she dumped him after that. How do you even look somebody in the eye after that? You gotta throw your body in front of that thing. So man card accreditation to the guy with the raccoon, man card violation to the guy who ran away from a foul ball rather than to protect another human being. And here's the other thing. It's not just because she was a woman, for all the ladies out there who get grumpy about me saying stuff. If it was another dude running away rather than like, oh, geez, trying to help your buddy out, you don't do that. You don't just,
it's the single most obviously selfish thing.
Catch the ball.
That you could do.
Catch the ball. All right. So some other fun stuff. How you doing, Randy? Are you feeling better yet? Is this baseball talk helping?
Oh, yeah. I'm still kind of, disappointed, but yes, go ahead.
I'm doing this for you, Randy.
I know. Thank you very much, Jeffco. I appreciate it.
All right. By the way, FedFan says, I am more than willing to let a dude throw himself in front of me to get a foul ball. So, one of my favorite player names to say is Pujols. I just love to say Pujols. Albert Pujols, he's played 2,988 games. And on the 2,988th, they let him pitch.
Yeah.
They were already up like 15-2. And they're like, hey, Albert, you want to take a crack at it? He's like, yeah, all right. So he goes up there, and it was bad. It was really bad. He got 3 outs eventually, but he gave up a 3-run homer followed by another home run. But he did get them out of the game 15-6. So, it's just for fun, But yeah, how about that? 2,987 games, not a pitcher. 2,988, you've got a W.
Yeah.
Right. He gets the win, right?
Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't get the win. The last pitcher of he doesn't even get the save.
What do you get?
The last pitcher of record gets the win.
What is it?
So?
Well, he's the last pitcher of record.
No.
He was the last guy to pitch.
The last pitcher to be pitching when they had the lead will get the win.
Well, what does he get?
Nothing.
What's the point?
His ERA is 36. that is true. You can look it up. It's 36.
That's deeply unfortunate because that's never going away. And they're never going to let him pitch again. So
they clocked him at 53 miles an hour.
This is not the situation where I think the Marlins let Ichiro pitch and then he pitched well and you're like, oh God, of course he can pitch too on top of everything else. No, this isn't that. This is the opposite of that.
53 miles an hour is not so bad if you're not a pitcher.
The guy that got a hit off him the first hit, he asked Pujols if he would throw that ball into the dugout because the guy wanted to keep that because he got a hit off of Pujols. He's like, well, sure, okay, and he threw it in there.
Well, they still got the W.
That's going on his mantle. Is I got a hit off of Pujols on this date. Yeah.
I'd rather have the W. So there you go. So you go from Pujols being nice about it and having some fun to Max Scherzer not having fun. So he's out there warming up, and as he's on the mound, here comes this guy who's like, "Oh, this is just a chance of my lifetime." That as a New York Mets fan, I get to go up there and I get to throw out the first pitch. Scherzer's warming up, and he's like, "No, you don't." No, you don't. He would not get off the mound to let this guy come over and throw out the first pitch.
Max Scherzer played in Washington. I know all about Max Scherzer. There's a reason we called him Mad Max. You don't mess with that guy. His game day routine, you don't mess with it. He would tell his teammates, unless it's about baseball, do not talk to me. Don't talk to me. We're not having a conversation. Don't talk to me about my kids. Don't talk to me about movies. If I'm not pitching, talk to me all you want to. On days that I pitch, if it's not about baseball, I don't want to hear it.
I tried to tell you guys that these guys that go out there that are stud pitchers like Max Scherzer,
they're wired differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, they are different human beings.
Just
do not mess with him.
This poor guy. It was a chance of a lifetime. I'm on the mound for the Mets. I'm throwing out the first pitch. It was funny. At first, he thought, well, okay, he's going to finish up and I'll get my turn. So he's like mimicking Scherzer. Like he's like, okay, so that's how you do it. Like he's getting ready to throw the pitch, and then he's just like, okay, and then after a while, he's just standing there like this. Oh, I guess I'm not going to get to do this, am I?
Yeah, I mean, there are pitchers that you can, you pitch 5 innings and the manager says, all right, time to get out of here. We're going to save your arm for the next day. Max is going to argue with the manager if he feels like he's pitching well. He's just wired differently. Those guys, they're not the same as the rest of us. I promise. They're just a different species of human being entirely.
Yeah, well, but you have to.
I understand. No,
the first pitch.
If it were me, I would have let the guy pitch. But I'm a normal person. Max Scherzer's not that. He's just not.
Berg says Mad Max started here as a Diamondback. Went to his first game.
Yeah, yeah. He was drafted here. He was a Diamondback, and we let him go because we didn't think he would hold up and his arm would hold up.
No wonder he's mad.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Well, I don't know who let him get on the hill before they did the ceremonial first pitch. Shouldn't have done that.
Right. Right.
I mean, you I don't know. Whatever you got to do, you got to keep him off. But this is a dude where they played a high school game on the baseball field. I forget what sport was being played. And during the summer, Max Scherzer showed up and said, hey, look, you guys might have to move. I need the mound. I mean, it was just an off season. He shouldn't even have been there. Everyone was just like, oh, Max is here. Let's figure out how to move this entire football game or whatever, so we can make Max Scherzer happy because it's happening. He's just that guy. Is it a jerk move? Yeah, but for him, that's how he got to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's not going to stop now.
Is that true? Lost Toby says it was the ambassador to Japan.
I think so. Yeah.
So he doesn't even care about ambassadors or kittens or anything.
No, I've got a job to do, and I'm going to do my job.
It was the Japanese ambassador.
Oh my God!
All you guys can just stay the hell away.
Wait, was it our ambassador to Japan, or was it Japan's ambassador to the United States? That's an international incident. If it's the Japanese ambassador,
I think it's Japan's ambassador to the United States. It's Mikio Mori.
Oh,
ambassador and consul general of Japan.
Way to go, Scherzer.
I don't even think he cares.
Lost Toby says St. Louis players should be beaned next time the Giants play them, by the way.
What?
Did we talk about this? I don't think we talked about the. Did we talk about the?
Yeah, maybe because we were trying to do like happier baseball stories.
Oh, well, that
because
would make you happy.
Because it was 15-6 final score. Huh.
Wait, was that?
Is that because the Giants fans are upset that their team got beat 15-6?
There it is. Oh, that was about Pujols pitching. Sorry. Baker's Cocky Hen says DeAndre Ayton is a legend, though, guys, at least in terms of his NBA 2K video game skills level. And by the way, Pujols are never fun, Jeffrey. Well, that did. Okay, moving on. Kane Kenton says it's actually the pitcher of record when the team obtained the lead that records the win. Or
that's what I was saying.
Something like that.
Pitcher of record when the team got the lead.
And he says, I switched my glasses and sunglasses like a sexy librarian. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I'm so confused.
I just take mine on and off like an old man. Boogie says, was the last night the continuation of the Kardashian curse? Have we been placing the blame in the wrong places? For the record, 2 years ago, I said we needed to draft someone who is very good looking that would take Kardashian away from Booker. And I was right. She's a Jenner. I don't think she counts. I think maybe she does.
And Chris Paul and Devin Booker were like 0 for 11 going into the third quarter. I feel like let's just blame this on the players because they were playing.
I'm okay to blame it on the Kardashians, though. I got no problem there.
Was she there last night?
Yes, yeah, actually was. She was in the stands. Beer Bob says that Scherzer snubbed the Japanese ambassador on Japan Heritage Night. Oh,
that you should have
this
had.
Is
that,
getting worse as we go.
You should have had that guy out there on the mound to throw that ceremonial pitch before you let Scherzer out there. Because once you put him on the mound, he's not coming off the mound.
The story in the video that I saw this on did not bring that part up.
It failed to mention that.
This is getting worse and worse as we go. King Kenton says, I got arrested at Bank One Ballpark opening weekend. This opening weekend, or you mean back in back in what was it?
1998.
Yeah. Says third game, rando beer me before my important rant. Says Jeffrey, I wear glasses, a progressive trifocal lens. I have computer glasses, the bifocal on the bottom, and about all this stuff about his eyes and how he sees. So he says, Jeffrey, you got to get with the eye doctor. Tell him what's up. Yeah, okay. Last time they said they couldn't do much for me. My wife insists they should be able to do something for me. So I'm going to make her go with me and have her explain it to the doctor. Good cat. Probably right. Sensei Juan says, I have an idea. Send Jenner to Russia. Maybe she can befriend Griner in jail. That's not going to help her. What are you talking about, Juan?
What?
So, the last 3 or 4 texts have just brought this show to a screeching halt, haven't they?
Yeah.
We better just take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And join me 1 to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. With Suns out of the playoffs, we continue to look ahead to the offseason while watching the conference finals. NHL playoffs move into the second round. Let's get ready. The Diamondbacks might have a closer issue. We'll go around the Major League Baseball and take a left turn and look back at Kansas. Oh, also, I have an announcement we need to discuss. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Living with chronic pain isn't really living at all. So why don't you do something about it?
I just learned to deal with the pain. I mean, I don't want to go through a long, agonizing surgery.
Or some doctor will just put me on meds for eternity. I don't like taking medication. Avoid both of those with stem cell regeneration therapy. It's non-invasive and, in most cases, with only a single injection, you're on your way to pain-free life.
Stem cell regeneration is just one of many effective alternative therapies at the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale. Our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We often help people who have not found relief with other treatments. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
With prices soaring at the pump, filling up can be stressful. That's why Discover has your back with cashback. Use Discover to earn 5% cash back at gas stations and Target, now through June, on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate. We know every dollar matters right now, but you can count on us. Get up to $75 cash back this quarter with your Discover It card. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/rewards.
I'm here to tell you about a technological shocker. Believe it or not, you can listen to us on your smart speaker.
That's shocking.
Wow. What a world we live in. All you have to do is say, listen to 1580 The Fanatic.
It's David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Where'd Randy go? I was doing all these things just for him. I had a NASCAR thing to talk about. He just abandoned us.
Yeah. There you
I'll
go.
just read some text. That's fine. Let's see here. Fubar 1000. Boy, he has a lot to say on here. I didn't see all this stuff. He says, hey, by the way, very ironic. I just got the renewal to the Blender League at 4:20 p.m. Not reading into that. Maybe I am. Well, actually, I had nothing to do with it. That was just automatic. So as long as it came from the NFL.com, that is the correct one. Anything else you got is not correct. Berg says there was information after the game that Kylie Jenner took a break from book and wasn't there this series. No, that wasn't true. She was actually in the arena. That was all just complete fake news and made up. King Kitten says, is Bruce owned by a woman? What the hell is he talking about?
What do you mean owned?
He's married, if that's what you mean. Mr. Pringle says, Aaron Judge on MVP pace. Yanks look damn good right now. Well, they
you shouldn't have brought
much.
that in here. Shouldn't have brought that in this show.
Should have, I mean, they should look good for that much money. Hefty Lefty says, I won't be one of those Laker fans that pile on the Suns. We're all fans. We have all fans should know that dismantlings like this happen in the playoffs. Boston Massacre 2008, Finals Game 6, etc. So there's no need for too much ripping on the Suns. The fans, on the other hand, maybe next time you'll worry about the team you're currently playing instead of teams that weren't in the playoffs.
Burn in hell, Lakers!
Now you're in the same place as the fans of the other 25 teams not playing anymore.
Well, as a fan, you're not playing. You can make fun of whoever you want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the players have to focus. Why should we have to focus? We're not playing the games.
And the main reason that we're anti-Lakers is a lot of the reason that the Suns lost because Laker fans are insufferable. You know it. You know I'm right. Nah, maybe not you, hefty lefty. You seem to be pretty even-handed, but a lot of them, yeah. Cardinal Art says Cincinnati just got to bring Charlie Hustle in and let him make appearances in the golf cart, waving and riding around. Maybe then things will change for the Reds.
Boy, I don't even think he wants to go there. That's how bad the ownership is there. That Panatini or whatever the hell his name is. Oh my God, horrible.
Good Cat says, I'm a huge fan of Devin Booker, but honestly, I would start or build a franchise around Jason Tatum over Book. I mean, JT with some massive daggers again, the Bucks and his ability to fight through the double teams and everything.
Yeah, I mean, so Boston had a superstar step up. Where was Book last night? Where was he?
He was out there.
No show.
They were all trying. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They were running. They were hustling. Nothing was working. It's like you ever have those work dreams? And in broadcasting, it's especially frustrating because for a radio person, the broadcast dream is nothing works. The buttons don't work. The microphone maybe does work, but then all of a sudden you don't have what you have. You don't know what you're going to say. All those different kinds of things. And I hate those kinds of dreams. That's how the Suns played. Nothing was working. Everything was wrong. On a cataclysmic scale, it was wrong. So sometimes it happens. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Navy Brad says, hello, everyone. NASCAR question. How are the numbers picked to be on the cars, Randy?
Well, NASCAR has got a list of numbers, and if it's not in use, you can pick it and you can use it for your team. And that's basically how it's done. I mean, you can check and see what number is available. If you want a certain number, like, the number 7. Oh, sorry, that's Corey LaJoie's team. So you can't use that. You can have this number, and then they will give you options.
Well, Michael Jordan's racing team, I guess, couldn't have the 23 car, right? Who has 23?
It's Michael Jordan's team.
Oh, no, they have the 45 car.
And they also have the 23.
Oh, he also got that one too.
Because Bubba's got the 23.
Oh, Bubba's driving that
Bubba
one.
Wallace was driving the 23 last year.
Well, how did he get the 23 car?
Well, it was available, so he was
What
able
luck.
to. He was able to take it.
Well, all right. So one of his cars won with Kurt Busch.
The 45 car.
Yeah, and his 45 car there because 45 was the number when Michael Jordan played the baseball. Yeah, I mean, tell you, I wouldn't want to drive the one that had the 45 on it.
Why?
Well, because he sucked at baseball.
But
I would
he
want
also
the 23 car.
He also came back, played basketball with the 45, and that was
never right. It was never right, and you know it.
He had what was that one game against the Knicks?
One
where
game.
Against the guard. Well, one game of note. I mean, he played more games where he was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But the game where it was like, okay, he's back. He put up I don't know. It was an absurd stat line in a great game against the Knicks, and he did that in the 45.
And Kurt Busch was driving it, and oddly, the car was the Jordan brand. It had the Jordan Jumpman logo on the hood.
Right.
So oddly, that's their first victory as a team. So there he goes.
So, all right. So now there's a win for Kurt Busch. Now, how did you enjoy the race, Randy? Was it a good race?
I love Kansas. I love that racetrack. I love the way they go about things. I thought it was a fantastic race from beginning to end, and especially, the last 90 laps was just unbeatable. Just incredible.
Well, there's a race this weekend. We're not airing the race this weekend because we have the PGA tournament on the radio this weekend.
No? Okay.
Yeah. So sorry, Randy.
Well, I mean, all those golf fans out there need to be fed too. So
that sounds like sarcasm right there. Just a little bit. Let's move on. Blissful Hay says, congratulations to Kurt Busch. Fubar says, I was driving the 420 car and I don't even smoke pot. I drink beer though.
Yeah.
Big George says, I have not heard this stem cell regeneration commercial in a while. Makes me want to get stem cells to help me grow. Like you need more help with that 7 foot tall Big George. Let me tell you who's getting the stem cell treatment. It's Carl Anthony Towns. He got treatment with some stem cells and platelet-rich plasma injections in both knees, his left ankle, his left wrist, his right finger. Karl Anthony Towns is banged the hell up, isn't he? But does that actually work when they just inject a bunch of random stem cells into where you're injured?
It's supposed to help the recovery be quicker. And so, yeah, if you do it in the off season and you give your body that time, it's supposed to recover faster.
How come we're not all getting stem cell surgeries?
Because we're not all making the money that Karl Anthony Towns is making.
It's not financially conducive to our budgets. Maybe you, Jeffrey, but for Keon,
I'm thinking about where I might want to get some stem cells shoved in. Like my back got a little bit rough this morning. Maybe just get in each one of my little spine areas. Just get a bunch there. Preemptive strike.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah. If you can afford it, go for it.
Might look into it. All right. So King Kitten says, I saw Michael Jordan play for the Scottsdale Scorpions one afternoon, and where I spent the morning next door in City Court. Not related to my arrest at Bank One Ballpark, though. King Kittens, you have a lot of stories.
You have a lot of court stories.
Yeah, true.
Hefty Lefty says, my favorite part about last night's game, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. He says it was actually seeing Boban talk to CP3 at the end and seeing how gargantuanly huge his hands are. Straight up engulfed Paul's head. What he grabbed him by the head? I would not want Boban to grab me by the head because he just crush you like a grape.
I mean,
here's your mustard.
Yeah, that guy.
The most unrealistic thing I've ever seen in the John Wick movies was when Boban was fighting John Wick. Just you'd have no chance.
Yeah,
you just have no chance.
Beer Bob says, I felt sorry for everybody who paid top dollar for those tickets last night. They should have followed Booker's lead and just not showed up. Well, then they paid for tickets they didn't use. That doesn't make any sense. By the way, all those Suns fans filing out, you know what? You suck. You sit with your team to the very end. They're going to play to the end. You should sit there till the end, especially if it's the last game of the season and you just paid an increasingly huge amount of money for it.
Well,
get your money's worth. You want to boo, go ahead, but don't walk out on your team. That's garbage.
Didn't Monty take the starters out there?
Yeah, but they still have to be there at the game. That's just to prevent further injury. You're down 40 and you're not coming back.
This is, I appreciate what you're saying.
Yeah.
But this is game 7 of the semifinals. Why take them out?
I don't disagree with you, but I understand the thought process of if you're Monty Williams, your goal is to coach for more years than just this year.
Well,
if Devin Booker has some catastrophic injury because you played him in a game you were down 40.
I get that. But,
then it's like, you added insult to injury, Monty. You didn't think to take him out.
It's not a good look, though. It seems like, we quit.
Yeah, but also losing by 40 is just not a good look. Like the score
quitters. We're quitters. I get it.
I think the score is indicative of quitting, in my opinion. When you're down 20 in the playoffs, number of things could have gone.
All you need to do is hit 14 3-pointers in a row, and you could win.
We're quitters.
And give up nothing. Which,
just saying,
to that point, you had not done.
I'm just saying there was a way. There was a way. I could have drawn up the plays
without. if you're down 20, sometimes it's we had a bad night and they were great. When you're down 40, there was already some quit involved.
Last game of the season, man.
I hear you, but it's 40. If it was 20, I don't think you take them out. 40, they quit before halftime. You're not gaining anything by leaving them in there.
Cardinal Art says, pour me and my brother patio a nice one there, please, Randy. There you go. Hefty Lefty just sent me the picture of Boban hugging Chris Paul. Oh my God. It's like, I love you, my son. It's just like he's got an infant it looks like he's got an infant in his arms in this picture, Hefty. Good Cat says Sarver should withhold enough from the players' salaries to pay all the fans back for that atrocity. That'll never happen. Stewie says Kardashian curse. How about Chris Paul curse? Every team he's played on is flip-flop failed and gotten eliminated.
Can we
He's not
stop?
wrong. He's not wrong.
Okay, but every team he's gone to, was not in the playoffs before he got there, and then they were in the playoffs when he got there. So what changed? You were just like, would you rather not be in the playoffs at all?
Before Chris Paul got here, we were all ranting and yelling for Sarver to sell the team. The guy makes a move. He brings in CP3. They go to the finals last year. They lose the last two games. They lose in the playoffs again. Come on.
To the league's best scorer. What else do you want?
A finals championship, God damn it.
Okay, but I'm not going to blame that on Chris Paul existing
Don't
here.
ask me what I want if you don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm just saying don't blame it on Chris Paul existing here because you don't even go to the finals with that.
It's a curse. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little golf. Talk a little other things and some NFL too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Go yard all May long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook. Randy here from the Blender. And this season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams. When you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. And the best part about Dinger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel is going to pay you $5 for every home run hit. So what are you waiting for? Pick your home run hitter to turn big swings into big wins. There's no better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head on over to your FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Randy1580. That's promo code Randy1580. Remember, you got to be 21 and older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs. Protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250 keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
He didn't point. Did you point?
I did point.
I was looking right over here. I didn't see you point. Oh, you must have pointed. Your hands didn't come up here like this. They were down there like that. Did you turn the mics on yet?
I did.
No. All right. Just don't feel like doing it today, Randy. Do you feel like doing this?
No, this is a bad day. It's
a bad
day. Bad day at Black Rock today.
Yep. And well, it's always a good day to be with you guys, though. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, who doesn't want to talk about the Suns, alongside Keon Rose. He's game to talk about anything. And, of course, you guys on the text line, seems like all you want to talk about is the Suns, even though we have been trying desperately to get away from that conversation because it just hurts too damn much. 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Keon just sent over something that just cracks me up. We should call Izzy and tell him about this. Just wake him up and tell him about this. This is pretty bad. Sometimes they forget to take down billboards. Sometimes they forget. You see this billboard for some event that happened 3 years ago, and it's like peeling off the billboard, right?
Oh boy.
Well, I guess Darren Rovell was traveling through the Chicago airport, looks over, and they're like, huh. And he sees an electronic ad, the kind you can change easily by hitting delete. Here's the Bears ad at Chicago's Midway Airport featuring Mitch Trubisky, Khalil Mack, and Tariq Cohen. Problem is, Trubisky's on the Steelers, Mack's on the Chargers, and Cohen is now a free agent. So way to go, Bears. Way to go.
Way to be right on top of that, guys.
So we've got the PGA Championship coming up this weekend, and you'll hear it here on 1580 The Fanatic on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You will have, or is it just Thursday, Friday? We'll have updates, but then we'll have the long form broadcast on Saturday and Sunday. And Tiger Woods is saying that his right leg is getting stronger, and he's preparing for this. The PGA should be an easier walk for him, so you probably will see him play a hell of a lot better, don't you think?
I mean, I would assume that he continues his therapy to get stronger and recover from that accident. He played, for a guy that had a life-threatening accident. Only 14 months prior, he played pretty damn good in the Masters. So I would expect him to play better in the PGA Championship. But I don't know if he's ready to win yet. So,
well, I think what took him out in the last one was fatigue. He was just tired. His body was sore. It just he was having a heck of a time. I got to be honest, he did better for longer than anyone gave him credit for. He was actually 2 days. He was almost like old Tiger. And the next 2 days, he was old tired ass Tiger. So, who knows? Again, it's all part of the recovery process. So if he even plays in the top 20 in this next one, it's an improvement going forward to full-ish recovery, because he'll never be the same again, but at least closer to, right?
Yeah, I would imagine as he gets stronger. Listen, his game is never going to be exactly the way it was because of the injuries that he sustained in that automobile accident. And let's not forget, before that, he had another back surgery. So Tiger is not the same he was 5 years ago. So don't expect him to be the Tiger of 5 years ago. Doesn't mean he can't be dominant again. He's not going to play like he did before. He's going to have to adjust his game. Like an elder guy, he's going to have to adjust his game and play to his strengths.
He's still the same Tiger between the years, though. Here's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm excited about the week. I'm not going to play that much going forward. So anytime I do play, it's going to be fun to play and compete. There's only so many money games you can play at home.
Yes,
that's still Tiger right there between the ears. So you'll be able to follow Tiger Woods and see what he's able to do at the PGA Championship this week. One of the things, though, if you're lucky enough to be there, you best have some spending money in your sock, because you're going to need it. Somebody snapped a shot of how much they're charging you for stuff at the PGA Championship. If you want a Michelob Ultra organic seltzer, $19. If you want some Jim Beam or a black ginger highball there, maybe a drink called the Transfusion, maybe a margarita, maybe a mule, $19. If you want a Stella, or the beer, $19. So you're going to pay $20 a beer. Michelob Ultra, because it's crap, is $18. So You can have a nice bottle. You have a nice glass of wine, which is probably about this much in the glass, $13. Other cocktails for $15. So holy moly. I would imagine if you can afford to spend the 4 or 5 days at the PGA Championship, you're not hurting for money, but you will be when you're done if you want to have a drink. Holy crap, that's just ridiculous.
No kidding, right?
Welcome to the price gouge, ladies and gentlemen. And another golf thing there for you. Jack Nicklaus, I guess, was approached by the Saudis. They're like, hey, we'd like you to be the face of our golf invitational there. $100 million.
Yeah.
He was offered $100 million.
What did he say?
He says, I got to stay with the PGA Tour. I helped start that thing. He must have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's saved his money and invested it in all of that to where he can turn down $100 million because he doesn't have to do anything.
You came at me with $100 million. I'll host a country music themed show for the rest of my life. And I hate country music.
And they weren't even asking him to do that. They were just like, hey, just be the spokesperson.
If the Saudis showed up and said, Jeffrey O'Brien, $100 million, I think don't even finish the sentence. Yes. Whatever it is.
Can you imagine what a coup that would be if the Saudi LIV tour was able to get Jack Nicklaus? Holy cow. That would be huge.
I imagine that's why they offered him $100 million. You just, what that means and what that name means in golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you could just get that guy to say, hey, this is great.
Wow.
He doesn't even have to really mean it. He could just,
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says the wine pours at the Phoenix Open were $13 and they were 4-ounce pours. My wife could have taken down a rhino with the stare she gave when that's it. Fubar 1000 says, I don't want to talk about stupid Suns. I want to hear Randy rant on the Diamondbacks being able to stay competitive moving forward. Remember the Washington Nationals? They were 19 games below 500. They went on to win the World Series.
Yeah, the problem with the Diamondbacks is they can't hit the damn ball. Everybody in the lineup is batting at 200 or below, and these guys cannot hit the ball. I think great. They got pitching. Pitching is not going to last you the entire damn weekend or the entire season. You've got to have some guys that are scoring some points, and you got guys that are batting 240, 209, 203. You can't win anything with that. So yeah, I don't anticipate the Diamondbacks are going to be there at the end. There's no damn way.
Well, you can always hope. Let's see here. Fish Tank says 2 pitchers with 600 home runs are now Babe Ruth and Albert Pujols.
How about that?
Well, that's right. One time as a pitcher. I don't think he ever gets that designation, does he? Like they put like comma P next to his name and stuff.
No, I can't see that happening. He only pitched 1 game. So
it's a lark.
It's going to be nice trivia, though.
Mr. Pringle says that ain't nothing. For $19, I can get 3.5 gallons of gas. 602 Pats fan says, well, at least we still have the Rattlers. Yes, we do. And what was the score Saturday night when that was all said and done? I know they won, but I don't know how much by. Number 1 Rattlers fan is on the text line, says, did you guys see that awesome game over the weekend? You know the one I'm talking about. Well, it's in your name, number 1 Rattlers fan. It's in your name. And since it's the Rattlers, we knew they'd win.
Yeah, they beat the Pirates 59-29.
59-29. They got beat by 30. That's the way it should be.
I think they scored on every single possession in the first half.
Wow.
And scored 2 defensive touchdowns.
I'm surprised the score was so low. Oh my God, the Cubs are just putting a beating on the Pirates right now, and it's the bottom of the first. 8-0 Cubs in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. Oh my God,
man! Sorry, Randy Southwick, your team's going down in flames again.
Ouch. Rye Guy says, wait, what? Michael Jordan didn't play baseball in Scottsdale. He only played for the Birmingham Barons in Birmingham. Oh no, he came and played. The Birmingham Barons played Scottsdale in a minor league or something like that, right?
He played in the fall league out here.
Oh, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rye Guy says they don't score points in baseball. Randy
runs.
Oh, shut up, Rye Guy. I call them points too.
Runs.
I don't care.
Runs.
It's a field, not a pitch.
I'm
a
sorry.
point. It's a score. I don't.
You
Runs.
know what?
Sorry.
It doesn't matter because the Diamondbacks aren't scoring them. To Randy's point earlier,
Whatever they
I looked
are.
it up. They are second to last in batting average.
Yep.
Your face is
in
second
the
to
entire
last.
league. Just better than the Oakland A's.
Talk crap about the Diamondbacks.
I'm not talking
Uh-huh.
crap about him. Randy was pointing out that they can't hit, and I'm saying that here's the data.
Hefty Lefty says Mass Pirates. I'm surprised they okayed that name for the team. Oh, I know. There's a station in town with the call letters KKNT. I tried to talk the guy out of it when he told me they were changing call letters. He didn't understand it, so I'm like, I'm gonna let this one go.
Yep.
Gonna let this. It still is. It's still there. I was talking to the general manager, and I'm like, "Do you haven't thought about those call letters? No.
Are you sure you want it to be?
Yeah. Okay.
Because if someone tries to say it phonetically,
Yeah. News talk. Oh no, I get it.
they're going to say something real bad.
But still, I want to work it out. Work it out. The guy was like, "Oh, sounds good to me." Like, okay.
Rolls off the tongue, does it?
I drove home laughing.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Let's see. King Kitten says it's the $18 double-sized beers. That was a solid. Second to last face burn. Beer Bob says, speaking of outrageous beer prices, it's been New York LaGuardia Airport. They have beers for $27, but it's a 23-ounce Sam Adams. That's still a lot.
That's still a lot. Yeah. That's just.
Fubar says, for $20, I can get a 30-pack of beer. You are correct. Yep. Hefty Lefty says, was the station manager going through a divorce when he picked those letters? I believe. Well, I'm just going to leave this one. You guys want to look it up? You can look it up. When you find out what the station is, it becomes even funnier. Box of Screws says, forgive me if I missed the news, but I saw the email that the Fantasy Football League was reactivated. Do we have news? Anything else happened in the Valley Sports over the weekend? No, that was it. Just the fantasy football leagues have been activated. Once the draft is over, then now you can start to kind of check stuff out, figure out how you're going to do things, get your order, and adjust it as you go. It's just, I don't know why they do it so early, but doesn't hurt nothing. Good Cat says, no curse. I say phooey. I present the collapse of the Rising in the playoffs, the utter flop of the Rattlers in the championship, the Cards last year, the Suns this year, Diamondbacks since the World Series. I think what he's saying is there's a curse.
Yeah, well, when I think of there's a curse, I think of there's stuff out of your control. An injury happens or a bad call goes against you.
You don't know what a curse is, do you? A curse is that some old gypsy woman came and said some things and threw some chicken bones at the wall or something. And that's where the curse came from. Somebody has gone, on the wrong side of an old gypsy woman.
Yep.
Or somebody paid an old gypsy woman. That's possible. How much you to pay a gypsy woman to take the curse off?
I don't know, but I
think we should bring in an old gypsy woman to take the curse off.
Like with the curse
That's a good idea,
of the Bambino with the Red Sox, whatever. There was a bunch of fluky stuff that would happen, or with the Cubs when they couldn't win. It was
What do you mean
Bartman.
fluky? What do you mean fluky?
Just
he means cursey.
Yeah, I mean just stuff that you just go, I can't believe that happened. If you just get destroyed by 40 in a game 7, that's not a curse. You just didn't show up.
What are you talking about? I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like an individual moment that turns the game that you couldn't have controlled. You couldn't have had any way of changing that. You could have not lost by 40. That is possible.
He doesn't understand how curses work.
No.
Box of Screws says, that's hilarious, Jeffrey. Thanks for the giggle on that. I'm not going to say the name of it, but you are correct. Yeah, yes, Beer Bob, you are correct. And if you dig a little deeper who the parent company is, it gets even funnier. Hefty Lefty says Saudis are going to need more than $100 million to get the Golden Bear. That man has his own flavor of Arizona iced tea. That is generational wealth right there.
I don't think that's the Golden Bear. I think that's actually Arnold Palmer, but
I didn't want to interrupt him.
Yeah.
Poke Your Mom says, how about them Suns? Ha ha ha. Up yours, poke your mom. Navy Brad says, hey, Randy, Jeffrey, Keon, I updated my team name for fantasy football this upcoming season. Okay. To what? Because I'm not going to go look it up. Big George says, wait, what's wrong with the call letters K, K, and T?
Well, if you don't know.
Yeah.
What I love is the people who get it. It's right there. It's so obvious. It's Ricky Gervais likes to use that word quite a bit, if that helps out. Fobar 1000 says
the British in general.
I don't think the D-backs are World Series bound, but they'll be a 500 season.
I don't know.
Maybe.
With the way they're hitting.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, you can't be hitting in the bottom 5 of the league and have a sustained 500 season. I worry about it. That's all.
Well, there's nothing to worry about. Just be happy with the when we can ride high, and we understand when it's going to ride low. It's Randy's right. We're not going to a World Series, but we're going to have some good games, right, Randy?
Okay.
Not even that,
well, look, they're going to win more games than I thought, which is good.
I think their pitching will keep them in most games. The problem is they're not going to be a very exciting offensive team. And you guys, everybody talks about how boring baseball is. You go to a Diamondbacks game and it's all pitching. There's not a whole lot of offense. I'll tell you that much right now.
You do what you can, man. You just do what you can. I know, I get it. What are you going to do? This is the season, right? This is the season.
Man, I hope so.
Box of Screws says, I really want to change my name to KKNT now.
KKNT.
Not going to let you do that.
KKNT News Time.
Navy Brad says his new fantasy football name is Abandoned Ship. Oh, come on, man. You can do it. Beer Bob says, just wondering what series loss was worst. Bulls 93 finals, Bucks 21 finals, Mavericks 22 semi-conference. The Mavericks, this one here was the worst.
I mean, think this one was? Because
it's
the most recent or what?
It was a heartbreak with the 93 finals just because the way it just abruptly stopped. It was so close. You know what I mean? It just dagger, done. And you're like, what just happened? It was over. That hurt. The Bucks, they won the series. They wore down the Suns and won. Mavericks, this thing yesterday was just the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life. So that's the worst loss. I think the Bulls 93 finals hurt more. This one was just the worst.
I can see that. Yeah.
What do you say, Randy?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and yes, this was very disappointing. But I don't know if it was the worst, though, Jeffrey, because we weren't playing anything except for the right to move on and play for the right to go to the finals. You're talking about last season. We were in the damn finals, and we just couldn't finish. That was the bottom line. We were in the finals. We should have won the finals, and we couldn't figure out how to finish. For me, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying for me, last season was the most hurtful.
At least you felt like there was still hope for the next year. You're like, wow, we were surprised to get this far in this year. This year, we expected them to get back to the finals. So I mean, but to me, the real heartbreak, the dagger, the stick the knife in and twist it, was the Bulls 93 finals win.
Oh, that was tough. Yeah.
All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, other things, not talking about the Phoenix Suns. We're going to talk about how a feel-good story for the Kentucky Derby just went downhill faster and faster and faster. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Just 4 teams remain in the NBA playoffs: the Warriors, Celtics, Heat, and Mavericks. And that's the order in which they are favored to win the NBA championship this year. The Warriors have the best odds, paying out at plus 130 on the money line, while the Celtics have the second best odds at plus 210. After that, the Miami Heat paying out at plus 430, and the Mavericks pay out at plus 650. The Eastern Conference Finals getting underway Tuesday night in Miami, with the Heat playing host to the Celtics. Miami sitting as a 1.5-point favorite, the over-under at 204. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Medical data brought to you from Summit Male Medical Center. Over half of the guys over the age of 45 have some type of erectile dysfunction. If you fall into this category, you are obviously not alone. Don't worry about it. Do something about it. Call Summit Male Medical at 480-398-1000. Let our Arizona licensed doctors and all male medical staff using FDA-approved medication help you enjoy your life again. We guarantee it. Low testosterone? Common signs are muscle loss, irritability, weight gain, decreased libido. Our testosterone therapy will turn you around. Discreet, professional, and we are successful. Don't let getting older get you down. Call today, 480-398-1000. That's 480-398-1000. Or go to summitmalemedical.com. What are you waiting for? Call today. 480-398-1000.
Uncertain times can lead to fearful investing, which could leave you in a bad spot, especially if you're trading on emotion. When tumult opens and closes the market, you need sound advice.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If fear has you in its grips, it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact Asset Management, we specialize in providing complete wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter where the market goes. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, for a free portfolio review. We will also discuss how we can work together to create your customized retirement plan. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Again, call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
You can hear the grunts of pain. You can smell the workout sweat. You can feel the muscles straining. And even if you can't, we can.
And that's all that really matters.
NFL training camp.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Here we go.
It fills the senses.
Well, everyone's but yours.
You get the latest info, insights, and breaking news here.
Respect what it is we're doing here.
On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Monday, kind of a dark, gloomy Monday here in the Valley, but that's okay because we're going to talk right now about how to get you some money back. Go yard all May long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays. I said Dinger Tuesdays on the FanDuel Sportsbook. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday MLB games. So that's tomorrow night. And the best part about Dinger Tuesdays is even if your bet loses, FanDuel will pay you $5 for every home run hit. Now, let me give you the rundown here. I was just looking up the player stats right now. Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Sorry, Jeffrey, close your ears. Aaron Judge for the Yankees is the home run leader with 12 right now. Byron Buxton with the Twins. He's got 11. Yordan Alvarez, he's with Houston. He got 11. Giancarlo Stanton, another Yankee. Anthony Rizzo, 10 and 9 respectively. Mike Trout, Bryce Harper, CJ Cron, any of those guys right there. You could go back and listen to the podcast or you can look them up and you go put a bet on these guys on a Tuesday game, and you could be a winner. You could be you know what I don't see on this list, guys? I don't see any damn Diamondbacks. Let me see here. All the way down. There's Dalton Varsho leading the Diamondbacks with 6 home runs. There you go. There's your Diamondbacks leader, right? Anyway, Dinger Tuesdays could score you big, make the big swings, pay you big as you break out your FanDuel Sportsbook app and make your plays. What are you waiting for? Turn the big swings into big wins. No better place to bet America's pastime than on America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to FanDuel and download the Sportsbook app. Use my promo code, scientifically proven to be more lucky, Randy1580. That's promo code Randy1580. Remember, you got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credits that expire in 7 days. Max bonus $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342, Jeffco.
Congratulations, Big George finally got it. The call letters KKNT. He finally understood why I say those are unfortunate call letters. Well done, George.
Yeah, KKNT.
Apple's just figured it out and is having a good laugh about it. Hefty Lefty says Jordan is what South Side of Chicago called MJ. Jordan. Hey, Jordan.
Jordan Alvarez?
I guess. Mr. Wilbur says, so does this mean we can talk about second string NFL quarterbacks until training camp opens in July then? If I feel like it.
If you want to talk about Baker Mayfield, I guess.
Not so much, no. Boogie says, losing after being up 2-0 in the finals actually was the worst. Rye Guy says, having been a lifetime Angels and Padres fan, I know baseball's boring and baseball losing. I know all about that. You just got to head to the ballpark, drink a few beers, eat a dog, be with some friends and family, taking some baseball. That's all you can do.
You can't beat a night at the ballpark.
Yeah, maybe leave in the 7th. SoCal style, baby, he says. Randy's Chuckle says, it hurts getting your poo holes hit. That is true. Randy's right, says Fed Fam, because we were up 2 games and then lost 4 games in a row to the Bucks. Yeah, that was pretty painful. But for me personally, it was that
93.
Yeah, it was 93. That one hurt me more. But I understand what you guys are saying. Let's change the subject. All right. So remember that whole Kentucky Derby thing, and nobody won a bet on that because it was a last minute replacement. And here comes Rich Strike. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, the underdog won. This guy came out of nowhere and they won what a nice story. And so then things started to kind of turn on that story. So first thing is they're what's going on? Rich Strike's not going to run in the Preakness, and the guy owns it said, well, we decided that he was only going to do one or the other. It's either going to be the Preakness, or the what's the other one?
Jersey?
Belmont,
or the Belmont,
right?
Okay,
and then we're going to run Belmont. We're not going to run Preakness. It's like, okay, all right, well. Power to you, kind of weird. And then the next thing you hear is Sonny Leone, the jockey. He got suspended for reckless, careless riding. I don't understand why, what that even means, but he was recklessly and carelessly riding, and that's his 5th ban in 9 months. So Leon's he's a madman on a horse. He's a madman on a horse. And so he's going to be suspended. So, okay.
What does reckless, careless riding on a horse mean?
He deliberately and aggressively steered the horse, one glamorous gal, towards the rail in order to block the other horses down the stretch.
I thought he was driving a Lucky Strike.
Well, no, this is in a different race. He got in trouble. Jockeys ride more than just one horse. Jockeys will ride several horses.
Oh, okay.
And that was happening in Ohio. So evidently he's got a history of being a careless, he's a bad jockey, I guess.
So you mean he's an aggressive jockey?
He's a dangerous jockey to the detriment of the horse. It's not, it's one thing if you're aggressive with your own body, but when you're aggressive
or
with
in NASCAR with a
another
car.
Another sentient being's body, well, yeah, now that's not cool, man.
So he would be like the Joey Logano
Right.
of horse racing.
Exactly what I was going to say next, actually.
right,
Yes. So then it gets even okay. Now this feel good story is not feeling great, and now it feels even worse.
All right.
So I guess the trainer Eric Reed, well, he got questioned by the Secret Service.
What?
Yeah,
Secret Service.
Well,
did he put like a bomb threat or?
So what happened was
storm the Capitol on his horse.
He was on the Twitter, and somebody said, "Oh, okay." They were getting political, and so I guess somebody asked on there some former advisor to Trump, Sebastian Gorka. He tweets out, "So what are exactly are Kamala's qualifications?" And then Eric Reed on the Twitter said, "I heard she's good on her knees." Yeah. So
that got the Secret Service.
And then there were more things. So
that's not a great start.
Yeah. So this is no longer a good story. Even if you don't like somebody politically, just to assume that a female got to where she is by, that's just, yeah, the story don't feel so good anymore. I feel sorry for the horse is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, the horse had nothing to do with any of this. And this is one of the things in horse racing is just that all the people around the horse are crappy. And the only person who really loses is the horse.
Mm-hmm. This poor horse is just like, I just want to run. And by the way, the horse was a dick too, because at the end of the race, I forgot about this. At the end of the race, they're trying to get the horse in control, and the horse starts biting the other horse. The guy comes up to try to calm down the horse after a race. And instead, the horse started turning and biting the head of the horse that was trying to calm him. So none of this is a good story anymore. None of it's a good story.
Wow.
Yeah. They're all horrible.
Why are we talking about it on a day like today?
I don't know. I just thought it was something interesting.
Mm.
Probably better than talking about the Suns. That's all. So.
Sounds pretty bad to me.
Boogie says, KKNT. Took Big George a while to get that one, huh? Maybe there's some kind of word puzzle he could play on his phone so he can get better at guessing words from letters. And then maybe he could tweet to all of us about it and include us in those tweets, even if we've asked him to stop including us anyways.
I don't see what the problem is with KKNT. It's K-Not.
Oh, is it now? That's
Okay.
All I'm saying is maybe Big George didn't know because he's a good person. And the rest of us are terrible. Maybe
problem
that's
with K-Not. I don't see the problem.
I'll explain to you.
Well, there is nothing wrong with K-Not. That's the problem.
Hefty Lefty says Reckless Riding was the most anticipated spinoff to Backdoor. Whoa. Okay, moving on.
Backdoor cover?
No. Mr. Wilbur says, my wife told me once that that is quite a horse. And okay, why are you guys all getting nasty on me here? Big George says,
you started it with KKNT.
I knew there was something shady about Rich Strike. I would not be surprised if he's stripped of his Derby title. By the way, I was only saying that in reference to something else. I tried to warn a guy. It's like, you know what that sounds like, right? What? Okay. La Furia Roja says Phoenix Rising had a horrible game versus Tampa Bay. I guess we are truly a Valley team now. King Kitten says, yeah, Rich Strike started biting the neck of the escort pony. Oh, little Marv Albert action there. I get it.
Was it neck with him? I thought it was something else.
Back, neck. Close enough, Randy. 888-368-1580. So, okay, let's talk about Canadian football now. Anything but talking about the Suns. So I guess 7 Canadian Football League teams are going on strike. A couple others are going to join them soon.
What?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's been 35 years since they're. Yeah. Well, the CFL has decided that they are going to stay away from the field during training camp after the labor deal between the CFL and the union expired. Sorry. The Calgary Stampeders and Edmonton Elks will join the work stoppage as soon as the Albert labor laws allow it. And so I guess they are. Well, here's the story. This is what's funny. Oh yeah, we're going on strike now, man. We're going on strike. You can't stop us. So what's the problem here? Well, we're arguing. We're not that far apart, actually. It's pretty polite in there, and it's very nice. It was a nice spread. There's some sandwiches, little sandwiches, and some drinks. We can't seem to get past a few things, but we're not that far apart. We're going on strike though, anyway. And we have to meet at the town hall when we can get, when the conference room is available. So there's a book club that's in there right now. And so we're going to wait a while. And then after we get back in there, there'll be some sandwiches and we'll go ahead and we'll talk it out. I just Canadian striking. Just
sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know how the Canadians are going to get their fix of the Saskatchewan Roughriders. How will they watch them now? What are they going to?
This is bullcrap. I'll come down there and murder every last one of you. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I was out of line. I was just emotional right there. It's okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, I would imagine that if they are not that far apart, that they'll figure it out before it matters.
I guess. Somebody think of the fans of the Montreal Alouettes.
Somebody. I led with the Canadian Football League because I placed them in higher standard than the USFL. That is why I went with that first. And now let's talk about the USFL has decided they're going to make some rules changes regarding the point after attempt at a coach's request in the middle of a season. Jeff Fisher, he was like,
oh, of course it would be Jeff Fisher.
Right. He's like, wait, I took a timeout. Because they had said, we're going to go for one extra point. And then he came back and says, oh, wait, no, you know what? We took a timeout and says, we're going to go for two. And they're like, sorry, man, we can't do that. That's against the rules. You decided on the one, you got to go with the one. And he didn't like that. He says, well, in a timeout, I should be able to change my play and tell you what I'm intending. And so I guess he got on the phone. That's how small this is. He get on the phone. Ned, I hate this rule. Don't worry, Jeff. We'll change it. Thanks. Click. Probably during the game. And so now they've done it. They have changed that rule.
You can't do that because you've allowed other games to go on where other coaches couldn't do that.
Yep.
Even if Jeff Fisher has a point, you do that next season.
Yeah, you can't do this in the middle of the season. And it doesn't matter. They're not going to exist for much longer.
That's maybe why they did it. We may not even have a second season. So,
although their ratings numbers did kind of pop up a little bit, they did pop up a little bit, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Fed Fan says, is Canadian football really actually football? It's like Canadian bacon is not really actually bacon. It's a hamish kind of substance that it's just cooked ham, really.
Yeah, it's a very different. When you watch it, it just feels different too, and not in like lower quality, just different. There are 3 downs. The field is wider for some reason. I don't know. It feels like a very different game.
Joe, the show. I'm not reading your text. Just a reminder from your neighborhood friendly Laker fan. There's no such thing. I'm not reading the rest of it. Yes, we get it. You're celebrating. Moving on. Big George says, Boogie, you shut your Detroit mouth, you filthy filth. I did not see what issue there was with KK&T until it had to be explained to me. I didn't grow up on the mean streets of Detroit like you. Also, I've stopped tagging you and everybody else who asked to not be tagged in those Wordle posts. Stay in your lane, Boogie.
He hasn't stopped tagging me. Hell, I got about 27 of them today.
I guess you have to formally ask him.
I did. I went, well, okay. All right.
You have to tweet, not just saying it out loud.
Why I tweeted out, do I have to be involved in this Wordle thing?
That's kind of passive aggressive. You have to say, please stop including me in your Wordle posts.
All right. I'll do that. I'll do that.
Fed Fan says, is USFL football really actually football? No. Hefty Lefty says, I know one Canadian that doesn't say Surrey. His name is Shorzy, and he says for you to tell your mom hi. That is the truth. That is absolutely the truth. Is that on Hulu yet? Does that show up yet? I got to watch that. Kane Kenton says, hey, Fed Fan, I had a ham and eggs for dinner. Why do you think she cares? Oh, that's right. They went on a date once. Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. We have on this date in Big Georgia sports history. I think we've spent at least the better part of 2 hours trying to avoid talking about the Suns. And maybe tomorrow everybody will forget and we can move on with our lives and not be sad. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. Today we'll talk basketball. And in basketball history, there was a player that was named All-Star MVP of the old ABA in their very first ever All-Star game. He would become a great NBA coach. Name him.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz, name the player that was the first All-Star MVP of the ABA, future coaching great in the NBA, Larry Brown. I'm Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 biggie bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $5. You got that bag. You got that biggie bag. You got that bag. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're going to feel when you get that biggie bag at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes 4-piece nuggets, small soft drink, and small fry. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Something you probably do know. Progressive can not only offer you a great price when you bundle home and auto, they offer you round-the-clock protection. Something you probably don't know, the average oak tree branch can hold 70 pounds. Something you probably do know, your neighbor is building their kid a treehouse. Something you probably don't know, a falling treehouse would take out your whole fence. Bundle your home and auto with Progressive and get more than a great price. Get round-the-clock protection. Something you know for the things you don't know. Coverage from Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers and subject to policy terms. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I made Fed Fan mad again. There's not a day that goes by, I think, that I don't make her mad. But she says, Jeffrey, it wasn't a date. That's right. That is my mistake. It was an outing where you guys met up, spent some time together, and then said goodnight at the end of it. It was not a date.
I do think that when it happened, she was adamant at the time that it was not a date.
It was a friendly outing.
Yeah, it's a friend date.
Not at all like a date. So sorry, Fed Fan, my mistake. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, wait a second. Winning horses get an escort? Oh Lord, for my reincarnation, I'm asking me a thoroughbred horse, please.
Wow.
Or a raccoon. Okay.
Wow. A raccoon?
Well, yeah, because we talked about what they were doing on the patio there. Yeah. Big George says, I stopped tagging you, Randy. I did that last week. Those other people are tagging you now, not me.
Why did I
Wordle, nerdle, cadurdle,
Okay.
fertile,
All
fertile.
I just asked once, and then I mute.
Thank you, Big George.
I mute, and that's it.
I don't even ask. I just mute. I have.
Well, I mean,
I have blocked so many people.
I appreciate they're playing a game. I don't want to get up. I don't want to be that guy to, hey, get off my lawn. You know what I mean?
That's not what it is, Randy.
Do I need to know about your Wordle game? Do I need to know that?
It's not get off your lawn material. If you don't want to be included in something, you just say nicely. And George is pretty good about that sort of thing. If there's other people doing it, you ask nicely, like Keon said, and if they don't listen, I block the bleep out of you.
Well, then all my followers would be blocked
or muted.
I only have like 9.
No, you got more than that.
You definitely have more.
All right, 10. All right, 10.
I haven't counted lately.
11.
We could all use more love on the Twitterverse, though, can't we?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Anytime you want to follow us on the Twitterverse, Keon's at Sports Cloud. Keon knows everything
at AOL.com.
At AOL.com.
No, it's just at Sports Cloud.
What?
No other things there. It's just Sports Cloud.
Some reason I thought there was more.
No, there is not. There is not.
All right, so he's at Sports Cloud. Randy is at Radio Randy 777.
You never let me say my own. You never let me do
that. I did. I didn't realize. I'm trying to help you, man. Go ahead.
Because I forget. I know. I get it. Okay. All right. You can just announce to the people now. I just forget stuff all the time. Go ahead.
You forget stuff all the time.
Damn you.
You told me to. Or did you forget that already? I am at Radio Pal 1580. I've already got it out. I said it. And the radio station is at 1580 the Fanatic. At 1580 the Fanatic. So
I think the delay is what's killing me.
Yeah, I know. I got lucky on the delay. Randy, I know I got to turn on me. We're both in the same boat here. We're sad. We're unhappy about what happened yesterday with the Suns. It was a humiliation. And,
well, I forget my pants one time and you just keep rubbing it in.
What? No, I'm talking about the Suns game.
Oh, okay.
Baker's
do we have to talk about them?
Says, let's rename it Squirtle, like the Pokemon. It sounds inappropriate, but maybe it links other sports, water sport videos or something. Thanks, Baker Cocky Hens.
Why would you do that?
Fed Fan says, I just set up a Twitter account. I'll have to look you guys up. There you go. Yeah, look us up. We'll get you some. We'll get you all connected with the Fourth Dimension, and then you'll mute the hell out of people too.
Fed Fan, you have made a horrible mistake by getting on the Twitterverse. Horrible mistake.
Joe the Show says, I'm going to buy a racehorse. I'm going to name it Sons and Seven. That way nobody will bet on it, and I'll rake in all the dough. It's just not right, man.
The racehorse has to be good, though.
Yeah, you get a really old ass horse and name it LeBron. Fubar 1000 says, now you did it. I am so well drunk. I am tapped out. Great show, guys. Go ASU. Boogie says, Big George has a 5-page form you must fill out in order for you not to be tagged in a Wordle post. And you need to fill them out in duplicates, have them notarized. Yeah, you know how Big George loves litigation, Randy.
Yeah, Big George doesn't do that for me. I'm special.
Good Cat says, wait, AOL.com. I thought it was at Nest. Oh, you're right. It's sportscloud at netscape.com.
That's
what?
right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Netscape. I haven't used Netscape since I was a kid. What?
You know what's sad? I still have and use my at Yahoo account. That is just this far south of AOL or any of the other ones. Yep. I don't know why can't I? I mean, it's still there. It still works. I'm going to still use it. Although I've got my wife just like she cringes whenever she sees me over my shoulder open it. I have 100,000 unread messages. I just don't care.
Wow.
And I sign up for stuff with that account
so that you can leave you alone on all the other ones.
Yep. I sign up for stuff, using Bruce Jacobs' email account.
Oh boy!
Oh my
God.
That's
there's
there's a lot he can't understand why he's getting. I'm why. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1912, after days of taking verbal abuse from New York Highlander fans at Hilltop Park in New York City, Ty Cobb jumped into the stands near the Detroit Tigers dugout and pummeled Claude Luker, who had no fingers on one hand and only 2 fingers on the other due to an industrial accident. It was 1912. Cobb landed at least a dozen punches to the head of the heckler, knocking him down. Yeah, so he knocks him down and he starts kicking him. He was down and starts kicking with his spikes multiple times.
Oh my God.
So he beat the living bleep. But remember, days of listening to the guy, he finally couldn't take anymore. And a guy in the back of the stands goes, Cobb, that man has no hands. Cobb yells back, I don't care if he got no feet. So he just beat him mercilessly, kicked him.
Oh boy. Oh man.
It was ugly. And then of course, I guess a cop and an umpire led him away. His teammates were all gathered around to keep everybody back so he could keep beating the guy. I think they all wanted this guy beat. And I guess that would have been the end of it because, nobody was doing anything about it. But I guess Van Johnson, the American League president, happened to be there. And he's just like, I can't let this go. And so he suspended him. He was the first suspension in baseball history for that event. And then because of that, the players, they had a player strike because of that, which I can't believe the players were like, how dare you suspend Ty Cobb? We don't like him, but I guess they were worried that it would result in a bunch of suspensions for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was just a 1-game suspension because they reinstated him quickly to prevent the strike.
I mean,
who would argue against him being suspended now?
Old No Fingers must have been. He must have been rowdy. He must have been just a noxious individual.
Well, Ty Cobb was well known for being a dirty player and not a pleasant man. So the fact it took a couple of days for him to go up in the stands, but once you go, you go. And he did. Yeah, he went medieval on this guy. And I'm sure that guy, I don't know. He probably never went to a game again after that.
I can't imagine he did. I do think that the players union being that strong, the players union was the Major League Baseball Players Union has been one of the strongest forces in sports up until very recently. They could just do whatever, Oh, we don't want this guy to be suspended. Yeah, we're going on strike. And the league is like, fine, I guess.
What was even better is just like he got a cop came in and they kind of pulled him off. But that was going to be the end of it. All right, Ty, come on, knucklehead. Get out of here. Tussle his hair. All right, come on. We'll see you tomorrow. And this poor guy's lying there like, I got no fingers. I got no fingers. Times have changed, haven't they?
I don't know why it reminds me of the guy that went after Dave Chappelle. I saw the after pictures of
he got his ass
after his security.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like a cartoon bent out of shape. Like that's just
what was with his arm. I couldn't figure out how his arm was bent in the direction it was.
Me
Did
neither.
they break his arm?
They had to have because
was weird.
Arms do not bend that way.
Yeah,
naturally.
Well, that he had it coming.
That's when the security gets you. That's what happens.
You rush the stage, you got it coming. Joe, the show. Oh, please stop. Says, I got a Russell Westbrook for trade. If you guys want to give up DeAndre Ayton, we'll take Chris Paul or THT for THT. We can help him in the ring department,
No, you can't.
Really?
You can't even help him in the playoff department. What do you mean the ring department?
I don't want to talk to you anymore, Joe. The show.
Those rings don't transfer to Chris Paul now. The ones that you won a billion years ago. I mean, the rings that you would help him win, you'd have to help him win in the present. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that the purple and gold are capable of that at this exact moment in time.
He's a Washington Wizards fan, so he can dole out what he needs to dole out. But Randy and I, being Suns fan, we're not going to get in them. I'm not going to not feeling it, not feeling like going after him.
I just think it's odd.
I don't want to do any elder abuse. So just going to stay out of it.
Mm-hmm. Look, the draft lottery is tomorrow. That's all I have to look forward to. I'm lashing out at everybody, and that's just what's happening.
How about we spin the wheel of sports and see what we talk about next, huh?
The draft lottery is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's in 23 hours, 4 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Well, I can tell you who's not going to get the number 1 overall pick.
Us.
Because you don't have any picks.
The Lakers might get it. Frank Gore decided, well, you know what? I think, 16,000 yards in the NFL. I'm good there. Let's go boxing. Like, what? So the first time he boxed, he embarrassed himself. It was pretty bad. But this time, on his 39th birthday, he took the ring and he knocked the guy out so hard the dude face planted.
Oh, yeah.
Right on the mat. It was something else. Did you see it?
I saw the hit. I saw the video. The guy's arms, he was up like this, and Gore hit him, and his arms just instantly went down, and he went right on his face.
Right there. And so here's my advice. Frank Gore, please stop. Just leave it with that one. It was an impressive moment. You won. You're 39, man. Just go do something else.
Frank, would you like to take up golf?
Anything.
Here's a fun game. You don't have to get hit by anybody.
He was a great running back for the Niners and for the Colts. And how far do you want to take this, Frank? It's time to stop.
Frank, have you heard of pickleball?
We love you, Frank. All right, guys, that's it for us. We'll be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, God.
With prices soaring at the pump, filling up can be stressful.